gambling has to be the least attractive thing to a woman.
If you're good at it.
Yeah, if you're good. No,
I'm not.
But that's a good point, Hank. Like, really good gamblers, they're swimming in it.
Yeah, that's my only hobby, so I don't know what I would be.
I think women are attracted to the fact I shot at 89 today.
Some. There are some.
How'd you shoot on the back nine?
Good one.
On today's Pardon My Take, we have a great show with some great friends. We got Julian Edelman on the show talking about the roast last week, talking about Drake Maye as a prospect, some also fun stories that we'd never heard before. And then we have longtime friend Blake Bortles checking in. We figured we need to get Blake on before Blake of the Year happens in a month and a half. Always the best guy.
Yeah.
Tells us what he's up to.
How retirement's treating him.
Yeah, his construction career.
Relive some old moments.
Yeah, so awesome interviews on a Monday. And we also are going to talk some playoffs. All the overreactions look foolish now after a weekend of playoff games. We got a couple tied series. We got the Mavs up 2-1. Celtics back on track. And some good hockey that we're going to discuss as well. And it's all brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. Did you ever play the over-under game with your friends? You know, think I can eat that slice of pizza in under 30 seconds? Or I know it'll take you over a minute to down that 2-liter? If you have, then you're going to love Pick 6, the new fantasy game from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. Here's how to play during the NBA playoffs. It's super simple. First, download the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Then pick between 2 and 6 players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat like rebounds, points, assists, and more. Track your picks and play against others for a shot to win huge cash prizes. That's all there is to it. And for all first-time Pick 6 players, check this out. New customers play $5 and get 50 in Pick 6 credits. So check it out. I did do the Pick 6 the other night. I was wrong about Deuce McBride. I did it again on Sunday. I was right about TJ McConnell. So it's a very fun game on DraftKings. Play Pick 6 from DraftKings, the new fantasy app that packs more fun into less time. Download the new DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code TAKE. New customers play $5 and get 50 in Pick 6 credits. That's code TAKE only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings. Play Pick 6 from DraftKings, a new fantasy app that packs more fun into less time. Download the new DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code TAKE. New customers play $5 and get 50 in Pick 6 credits. That's code TAKE only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Today is Monday, May 13th. And PFT, let's correct some overreactions.
The Nuggets are, in fact, not dead.
The Nuggets are good at basketball.
They didn't forget how to play.
I actually, so we like, it felt like a lot has happened in the last 3 days of the playoff world, and the number one story is the Denver Nuggets evening the series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And what we said last week, like, this is the first time the Nuggets are going to have their back against the wall in the last year and a half of playoffs. And turns out they answered the bell. And they looked awesome. And Nikola Jokic, who is the best player in the world, who you saw the little doubters creeping out of their holes and being like, ooh, Nikola Jokic shouldn't get his third MVP. He had a masterclass on Sunday night.
Yeah, and Friday night they played really well too. The overreaction was, I think it was somewhat warranted though, because they looked like shit in the first 2 games. Michael Malone even said, you know what he did? He went home and he put together a compilation tape of all the talking heads talking shit about the Nuggets. And he was like, I didn't do that because I hate those guys. I did that because they were right.
Right.
So he actually, credit to Michael Malone for respecting the biz and giving Stephen A. Smith all the credit for turning around. It was so bad, in fact, that like Stephen A. Smith, I don't know if you saw this, but after the game, the most recent one where they went up, or I guess after Friday's game, Stephen A. Smith said, yeah, I was wrong and I apologize.
Whoa.
I've never heard Stephen A. Smith take a
Whoa.
take. Yeah.
That is crazy.
But I think when we talked about it, we were at least just saying what we've seen, which was the Nuggets look like shit.
They looked lost.
The Timberwolves look awesome, which they did through 2 games, and then they found out, yeah, okay, we can actually play with these guys. That win on Friday gave them a lot of confidence. It's a weird series because we haven't had a home team win yet.
Correct.
It's been business trips all around.
And Jokic was incredible all weekend long. He had in the 2 games, he had 59 points, 21 rebounds, 16 assists in those 2 games. Tonight especially, it feels like they, you don't want to say they solved something because this series will go back and forth, and now you get the counterpunch from the Wolves. But Jokic basically, like, especially with the Murray pick and rolls, was like, oh, I'm just going to stop before I get close to the rim and neutralize Rudy Gobert and shoot these floaters that are there. And he was so awesome. And then it also helps that Aaron Gordon played out of his mind. 11 for 12 from the field, was hitting everything. Like when Aaron Gordon plays like that, everything opens up because now when you're doing pick and rolls, when you're cutting to the rim, he's standing out there. He's gonna shoot and he's gonna make it. Mm-hmm. And the Wolves defense and the worst part for the Wolves tonight. And I don't want to listen. I understand it's emotional for fans when your team is in the playoffs, and you've also got guys that you've ridden for a while. Last week I joked about Karl Anthony Towns making the people talk about the big 3, me, Ant, and Rudy Gobert.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't think people talk about that as a big 3. Tonight is why, because Karl Anthony Towns was fucking dog shit, and Anthony Edwards was incredible, and they wasted a 44-point night from Anthony Edwards because Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns were not good.
Well, yeah, Rudy Gobert wasn't great tonight, but the Nuggets did their worst damage when he was off the court.
Yeah, but
when he went out, did he have 2 quick fouls and he went out and they went on a huge run? It was like a 24-6 run, 24-4 run, something like that. It's because Rudy wasn't on the court then.
Karl Anthony Towns, I don't understand how a guy his size still doesn't know how to play in the post. Yeah. Like he's in the post, and if it's Aaron Gordon one-on-one, Aaron Gordon can D him down. If they send a double team, he panics and looks completely lost. He was 5 for 18 tonight, and like I said, Anthony Edwards was out of this world. I don't know if there's an actual conversation to be had, but like it feels like Naz Reid should be playing more, especially later in the game, and maybe sitting Gobert or Karl Anthony Towns. But
remember that was game 1, right? Naz Reid came out there and just lit shit up.
This is the frustration of Karl Anthony Towns. He has all the ability in the world, but then you have nights like tonight where it's like, if you want to be a big 3, you can't go 5 for 18 and waste a 44-point performance from your best player, Anthony Edwards.
I'll put it this way. If I was cat size, I would be the best basketball player in the history of the world.
Yeah.
I really would.
And the Nuggets did shoot out of this world. They shot like 57%.
Yeah, they shot really well. And they had the role players playing well on the road.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon. That's what we always say.
That's the theme of this series, as we always say.
And I know a game isn't won or lost in one moment, but I do actually think that the game was lost for the Wolves with 48 seconds left in the first half. Anthony Edwards hit a 3 to cut the lead to 7. 48 seconds left. They went to halftime. They were down 15.
Yeah, I'd say that the game was over when Jamal Murray hit that shot at halftime.
That was just like they fought all the way back because they went down, in the second quarter, and like, okay, we can go into half down 7. That's great. And he's like, what the fuck just happened?
Somebody do the stats on that for me. If there's a buzzer beater before halftime in a game,
a 55-footer.
A 55-footer, I bet you that team goes on to at least cover the spread.
Yeah.
In the second half.
I think the Wolves will have a good answer on whatever game Tuesday night.
Yeah,
maybe Rudy Gobert just has to have another kid.
Well, maybe they need to have just like another 3-day break, and then it flips back.
Yeah,
because this series is buckle up. That's what I'm gonna say. Buckle up for this series.
I was just very impressed by the Nuggets, and I know that they shouldn't be doubted because they won a championship, but they won it somewhat easily, and that's a credit to them. That's not saying it was an easy path, but this was their first like real test of the playoffs in the last couple of years, and it's like, holy shit, they answered it, and they answered it resoundingly. We're for real, and we're not going to go down like punks.
Hank, you had something that you looked like you were going to say earlier.
What do you think?
You went
back to scared about the Nuggets.
You moved up to the mic.
Yeah, I mean, the Nuggets are the scariest team in the West.
You're right.
Left in the playoffs. Period.
Yeah. Do you think the Wolves will? Where do you think this series is going to go? I think it's going to go 7.
I think it's going to go 6.
Really? You think the Nuggets have it in the next 2?
Unfortunately,
They just figured it out.
I hope the Wolves win in 6, but
The fact that Stephen A. Smith apologized concerns me. That would concern me deeply if I was a Timberwolves fan.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith could run somebody over in his car if he was driving it blindfolded, and he'd be like, that person shouldn't have been in the intersection.
well, it's why like the Nuggets are the team you want to face the least because they have the most experience, and this is that time of the playoffs where experience matters, and like the Nuggets just do not care. Like they're not worried about the pressure of Game 5 or 6 or 7. Because Jokic is, the team leader, and he doesn't care. So everyone kind of bounces off that. Whereas, like, Anthony Edwards is 22. The Thunder are super young. Even, the Mavs don't have experience this deep in the playoffs. So that's why, thinking about the championship, if you were to do that, you'd rather play one of those, younger, more inexperienced teams. But that's why I think the Nuggets, they're gonna roll from here on out.
It was a fun weekend reminder that Jokic is the best player because, like, just the way he plays and the pace he plays and the decision making that he just puts the defense into such a bind when he's on that no one else is really like that.
And his passing right off a pick and roll.
Right.
Yeah, it's just he's a big question that you have to answer.
And in the shooting before you get to the rim, like figuring out exactly where he can take apart a defense with the defensive player of the year and Rudy Gobert and just seamlessly doing it. It's just, he's incredible.
And Hank said that he doesn't really care, but Jokic actually, what I've seen from him in the last 2 games, he very much cares.
No, not
Jokic
care.
cares. Like you saw him a couple times out there getting really heated up. Like he deeply cares about this team and he wants to win. He might, when he gets home, he might be like, oh shit, I wish I was in a horse stable back in Serbia for the next 2 weeks. But when he's out there with his team, he definitely does care and wants to win very badly.
No, that's not what I meant at all. Obviously, he cares. He's the best player in the world. I meant more about like the pressure of games they get later in the series.
Got it.
He doesn't feel the pressure.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that.
So Hank,
Like he doesn't care if it's Game 7 or if it's Game 2.
yeah, he does. He feels
He doesn't
like
care if
he's
it's the finals or if it's the first round.
the same guy every time, and it's a killer.
But with younger teams, I mean, even
It's a silent killer.
even in Celtics in the past, like you can kind of see teams pucker up a little bit, as the pressure rises.
He does
no,
not.
nothing but success for the Celtics in the past, though.
Something like that.
Yeah. So rank the 4 teams out of the West. Scary. Who are you the most scared of? And then all the way down to who you're not scared of at all. Nuggets 1.
Nuggets, Timberwolves, Thunder.
Really?
Mavs.
What if
But
Kyrie? What if Kyrie steps unlucky?
Kyrie
has gotten smoked in every single game he's played against the Celtics. I think since that happened.
Since he stepped unlucky?
Kyrie's playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, no, he's really good. I just think the matchup versus Thunder would be probably harder for the Celtics than the Mavs.
We actually did a bad job. The most important story out of the NBA playoffs this weekend is one that happened on Thursday night right after we got done recording. Somebody had their phone out and played porn during Luka's press conference after the game.
Yes. It was actually the first time a lot of those reporters had ever heard porn.
Yeah, they were like, "My God,
What the fuck?
I wish Jake Marsh was in the room at that time."
Is there a cat in distress?
So what do you think? What do you think the root cause of that was? My theory is that somebody clicked something and it opened up like Safari on their phone, and the last time they had been on Safari, they were watching porn
So
and
they
they
gotta
forgot
go
to
private.
They forgot to close that out, or maybe they accidentally opened up a private tab.
Yeah.
and it was still open from last time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've heard that like when you close, like I've heard that if you have it open and you close Safari, like if you have a YouTube video and it will still like be on your home screen to press play.
Oh, where you? Yeah. Or
I've
like,
heard that could happen.
What was the James Brown video that he watched?
Damp Lips, damplips.com.
Little brunette bitch sucking her trainer's cock.
I'll find it for us.
Hank, why don't you let's do an experiment? Maybe pull something up on your phone and then press play and then see if it shows up on your home screen.
James Brown was.
It was definitely damplips.com.
It was damplips.com, and it was
little blonde.
It was sexy little brunette.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to find it. He deleted it. Obviously, we gotta find it.
If I were him, I would never delete that.
Yeah,
shit.
no, leave that up, dude.
It stays up.
Well, let people have the fucking link.
Listen, I'm a man.
Yeah. Are you doing it? Are you doing it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Hank is giving you a test right now. So press play.
It is not showing up.
Do you have like that Covenant Eyes app where you're not allowed to watch porn?
Oh, nope, there it is.
What is it?
Oh, it's right there.
Oh, it's right
okay,
there.
so now hit it and see if you can get it to play. Yeah.
Okay.
Was that fart porn?
No.
What was that?
Sound like a fart.
That I don't trust people though that don't X out right away. Or sexy little brunette bitch sucking
So
your
does that
fucking
mean when I
personal
have-
trainer's
yeah,
big
okay.
cock.
Yeah,
Tampons.com.
that's the one.
I don't trust people who don't X out right away.
Agreed.
You have to X out right away. The minute you cut, you're just like, what am I doing?
If you
No,
don't get
that's
that
what I'm
clarity
saying.
where you're
No,
like,
that's
this is
no.
gross.
You need to
That's
feel
what
some
happens.
shame,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So you close it out? Walk us through what you just did.
You're watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
You finish.
This is some
You close
good
it out.
investigative research.
You close it out. What do you mean close it out?
Like you just shut your phone.
and it just
Okay.
stays on the home. I know what you're talking about. If you watch like a YouTube
you're watching,
video,
and then I
Yeah.
close it.
Yeah.
And then I close my phone like I'm done.
Yeah.
But it's still.
Camp Lips is still up on your phone.
Yeah.
Got it.
Why do they have the share to Twitter button on porn videos?
I mean, there's some people who probably want to share.
Yeah.
And why do they have a comment section in porn videos? People got to sound off.
The comment section.
Got to give some tips.
I love the porn comment section. You get the real takes down there.
Yeah.
Who is she?
Yeah, this person fell off.
Anybody have
Name?
a name?
Yeah.
Name?
Yeah. At? Can someone give an at?
I
Okay.
hope it devolves into like goat conversations down there.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the goat. This is why she's my goat.
Yeah.
By the way, Skip Bayless or Stephen A. Smith apologizing makes me think that Skip Bayless is like, he is not as popular as Stephen A. Smith. I think that debate is over.
You think
Like,
Stephen A. won the breakup?
he won the breakup, but I think Skip Bayless won. If you want to say like who stayed true to themselves, because Skip is still just firing crazy takes with no remorse. He had one that I'm mad that we didn't come up with. When Frank Vogel got fired for from the Suns, he said Frank Vogel led the Lakers to the 2020 championship. Since then, he's already been fired twice. Shows you how the league viewed the Lakers bubble title, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Everybody else.
Frank
agrees.
Vogel getting fired twice.
God damn, that's
means
good.
Mickey Mouse title.
Good detective work. Also,
Yeah.
that makes me think that how Skip Bayless has lost 2 consecutive breakups. You would agree that also Shannon Sharp has been just
Yes, Club
next
Shay
level.
Club Shay Shay.
So it's like Skip Bayless is good luck Chuck, where if you get with Skip Bayless,
yeah,
then your career is about to absolutely take off.
I like that.
As soon as you get done not having to talk to Skip Bayless anymore, life becomes so much better.
Skip Bayless try to make Emmanuel Acho popular challenge.
Yeah, level impossible.
Um,
Actually, Skip, if you want to be an intern on Part of My Take,
yeah, we'll take you.
yeah, we'll take you on.
We were looking for a Cowboys fan.
Mhm.
That'd be great.
What
we
if
should.
what if we got Tiff hooked up with Skip Bayless?
Will you do that to Ernestine?
I don't know if Ernestine exists.
No, she does.
Does she?
Yeah, oh yeah.
We should
They don't
look at
sleep
it.
in the same bed during the week.
Yeah, I don't know. I
No,
think
who takes those videos? Ernestine.
it might be
It's
Ernestine. but-
either Ernestine or Wiz Khalifa. That's it,
yeah.
right? That's the only two options.
Lil Wayne?
Lil Wayne. My bad. He's best friends with Lil Wayne.
He is.
That was close. Wait, who does Wiz?
Wale. Well, he
Who's Wiz-
likes Wale too.
Does he root for the Steelers?
He's a Pirates fan. He's from
Yeah, he's
black
Steelers.
and yellow,
yeah,
right?
All right. I knew he was a sports fan, but yeah, Lil Wayne's a Packers fan. Yeah, look, there's Ernestine right there on the screen.
I don't.
She's right there. All right, we should talk about the
I
Thunder.
will not speak because if I speak, I will be in big trouble.
Let's talk about the Thunder and Mavs. I might be out on the Thunder.
Okay.
They're young. They're fun. SGA is awesome. Chet is awesome. I love Lou Dort, even though this might not have been the best Lou Dort game because they were like, hey, what if we just did UFC to Luka all game? Lou Dort just delivered like a perfect knee to the midsection on one of those plays. And Luka's like, I know we said that he lets you know he's hurt. He's actually hurt now because they just keep hurting him.
So I think that 2 things can be true about Luka. One is he complains about everything.
Yep.
And the second is he's also tough as fuck.
Also, Max told us after the show on Friday, he was like, when you guys were talking about Luka being the new Big Ben, I was just silently being like, please don't bring up Embiid. Embiid is the new Big Ben. That was our fault.
Yeah. good
Correction.
point. Good point, Max.
Good point, Max. I'm out on the Thunder for one reason. They can win me back. I thought that was so fucking lame that they did Hack a Lively with 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
Down 5.
Yeah.
It was a 5-point game, and they started doing Hack a Shack on Derek Lively, who I always root for the guy who gets hacked to prove them wrong, and he did. He went 8 for 12 from free throws. You're the 1 seed, and you're down 5 in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes left, and you have SGA and one of the best players in the NBA, and you're doing fucking hack a Lively?
Also,
come on, man.
Lively is becoming one of my favorite players, one of my favorite role players in the NBA.
Yeah.
He works so hard on defense.
But
he's fun to watch. And when you do, there was one time when Chet was chasing him around the court.
Yeah.
Like he was playing tag.
Yeah.
And like Lively had to run out of bounds and run back inbounds, and Chet was just like running out with his arms outstretched like Pepe Le Pew trying to catch the girl cat. It was very funny to watch. But you're right. I root for the guy that is being singled out as being a shitty free throw shooter.
And it just ruins the flow of the game.
It does.
Like the end of the game, just it was a great game, and then it just got clunky, and we're just going to the free throw line. And again, it's 6 minutes left. You're down 5. I don't want to see this happen in basketball again, where it's like, this is what the analytics tell us. We got to just start fouling this guy. Play the game out.
And haters of the NBA will say we only have to watch the last 2 minutes of the game, those which are the best parts usually of a game.
Yeah.
And they're taking that away from us.
Yeah, it just I don't know. Again, they can win me back, but I think even Thunder fans probably were a little disappointed in that, because like, you're the 1 seed. You have a really good team. You have a lot of young, awesome players that are learning how to play in the playoffs, and then you're doing this bullshit with 6 minutes left. We also should shout out PJ Washington, who's like the best player ever.
27 points. So this was the first time that Kyrie and Luka have played together on the Mavs, and one of those two is not the leading scorer on their team.
Yeah, he's been incredible. I think everyone graded that an F trade when he got traded from the Hornets, but he's been awesome. And then Kyrie in one-on-one situations at the end of the game. I don't know who else. I mean, maybe you'd say Jokic one-on-one situation, but like he's got to be top 3 in terms of you need a basket. Just let Kyrie do whatever he's got to do, and he'll get it.
I think, I don't know if he'd be number 1, but he'd definitely be number 1 in terms of guy that I like to watch play basketball with the ball in his hands, one-on-one at the end of the game.
And they were actually playing decent defense. He's just so good.
You know what he's really good at? And I know that Steph Curry did this a few times, but I think Kyrie's better. The pretending to pick up your dribble move.
Yeah.
And you have to watch Kyrie and
stutter.
You have to watch him in slow-mo to watch every time that he does it, because he does like 9 different moves every time you think he's doing one move.
Right.
But he'll pick that hand up and put it next to the ball and take it away so fast that it just gets a defender to just make one small move, hesitate for a second, come up to try to block a shot or get in his way, and then he's past you. But he does that. It's so smooth and so fun to watch.
Yeah.
Especially when he like does 3 between the legs, 2 behind the back, spin move, floater in the lane with his left hand.
Yeah.
It's poetry.
It's incredible. And I'm gonna let the Thunder maybe win me back, because they are so young and so fun to watch, but that pissed me off. You're the 1 seed. You're a good basketball team. You're a really good basketball team.
They thought they had something.
it just ruins the flow of the game, and Derek Lively proved that he was up for it.
Yeah, so what's his free throw percentage normally?
Let's find it.
You said it's 8 for 12, right?
But it's some nerd. I bet you the guys on the Thunder are like, this is bullshit. We don't want to do this.
Yeah, it's a nerd. There's a nerd.
It's a nerd.
We have a nerd in the building in Oklahoma City.
Right, and he's got too much power. So we got to figure out how to get this nerd out of here. All right, Derek Lively, and this is taking a lot for me to defend a Duke player like this. He's 50.6% in his career from free throw.
But he is also, again, watching him, especially on the defensive end, he's a fun player.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Mavs they look good. They look good. Not scared. They're number 4 on Hank's scared of teams.
Yeah.
Okay. Hank, would you like to talk about your game?
Yes, I'd love to.
Feels like Jason Tatum listened to everyone. And by the way, we weren't the only ones I think actually we were probably the nicest of the things that were said about Jason Tatum, because there was a lot of people who were like, he's just flat out not the guy.
Yeah, haters.
If you remember, our answer to the question was and he was awesome on Saturday night.
Yeah, he's playing super aggressive. Wasn't hitting his threes, but still driving to the hoop. Got 30 points the hard way.
Also, he's an incredible rebounder. He doesn't get enough credit for that, and they need that with Kristaps out.
And he's an incredible playmaker. He gets double, triple teamed every time. He's good at getting the rock to his teammates. Great Drew Holiday game. First time I feel like he really showed up big in the playoffs. And you can definitely notice how different the defense is without Porzingis. Like getting him back, they're going to need him back fully healthy. But
he could be back next game, right?
Yeah, we're at this several.
Yeah, they should save him till next series. Like it's not.
It's
necessary, but in the beginning of the game, when Horford's the biggest guy in the lineup, it's just it's a different defense. But
So what if the Cavs win the next one? At that point, are you like get Kristaps back?
yeah, you might start having those conversations
You might start having those conversations.
if he's fully healthy.
You might.
The proverbial you.
We.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
I have a question for you about the Celtics. Are the Celtics going to go an entire play? Let's say they go to the finals. I think they'll be in the finals. We don't know what's going to happen in the finals. But will they be the first team to ever get to the finals without playing a single memorable playoff game? It's crazy. Every game is either they kick the shit out of the opponent, and their 2 losses are they got the shit kicked out of them. They haven't played in one big fourth quarter moment yet. And that's not a knock on them because they're really, really good. I saw a stat. They had a 20-point lead in 52% of their games this year. So it's not their fault that they're just better than everyone, especially in the East. But isn't it crazy? Like they haven't had – I know you're watching it differently, but
that's
every single
fair.
game they've played so far in the playoffs have just been laughers one way or the other. And it's only 2 losses, but that's just what it's been.
Yeah, I feel like there's probably like a Warriors, maybe the Warriors runs, but even the losses were probably closer because that's been the 2 weird.
Yeah,
two
it's
losses
weird,
been
right?
Blowouts,
Right. It's
but
like
then
not
they
even
dominated every other game.
right.
So, Big Cat, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
If you were a Celtics fan, actually, Max, I have a question for you.
Oh yeah, boss.
Massachusetts.
Max.
Yep.
As a Celtics fan, would you be concerned at all going into the finals if you haven't played any close games because you don't know how to win close games?
No. You want me to apologize for beating the shit out of teams?
Let's go, Max.
Or getting the shit kicked out of you by teams?
That's fine. Do you want me to apologize for winning? People lose games. Teams lose games. I'll let,
Put it on
I'll
a
let,
quote card.
I'll let the West go battle it out game by game. We just keep winning over here in Boston.
Fuck yeah.
Max is,
Love that.
Max is really fucking good at being
Yeah, he's really good. He's Massachusetts. It's not even a knock on the Celtics. They just haven't there's been the Knicks Sixers series was like every single game was a war. Even the Knicks Pacers obviously today wasn't, but there's been some memorable games in these playoffs, and Celtics have just not been part of any of them.
Because they're just so much
They're
better.
so much better, right? It's not their fault. And the 2 losses are weird 2 losses where they got the shit kicked out of them. So you think that would you be? I guess it doesn't matter, but it's weird to think like they could get to the.
Oh, I don't
finals.
get. Yeah, it doesn't matter at all.
Right.
At all.
It doesn't matter.
And they'll smoke whoever wins the Knicks Pacers.
Would you rather beat the
Smoke
Knicks
'em.
or the Pacers?
The Knicks.
So you want the
Absolutely
Knicks.
the
You
I
want
want
New
the
York.
Are you saying that because the Knicks have 2 people left?
No, I just love beating New York, little brother.
Ooh.
Also,
Pacers, though, a little revenge for the
In season?
in-season tournament.
yeah, who could forget?
Yeah.
But if you played the Knicks, then you'd also get to do the double duty of after you beat them, be like, here come the excuses. You're already doing that ahead of time, where it's like, I want to play the Knicks because they will make excuses for not having any players, which, by the way, that's a legitimate excuse, I think, if you're the Knicks. If all of your players are injured, but then you get to...
But you just have it's like a car that he just doesn't change the oil. Like you just roll the tires out and he's rolling on the rims. And he's like, all right, let's just keep going. I got another 20 miles in this thing.
He wanted to keep his starters in the fourth quarter, too. He felt like it tonight.
Like, as long as I've known Big Cat was, when the Tibbs was the Bulls coach, and he has always said it, but he just runs people out.
So this is the discussion now with the Knicks, and I don't know if you guys saw, but I weighed in the fact that it's just you can look at this however you want to look at it because Tibbs does run his guys very hard. I know that no Knicks I think were in the top 10 in minutes played this season, so he maybe has figured it out a little bit. But they're gassed right now, and they're gassed because they have injuries, so it's like a chicken and egg. I don't think that he specifically has caused this situation that the Knicks are in, where it's like Julius Randle hurt his shoulder on a Jaime Jaquez play, which was weird. OG's always hurt, and he was traded halfway through the season, so he didn't even get the full Tibbs treatment. Brunson, you could say he was like 14th in minutes, and he's clearly not 100%. He doesn't seem like he has the same burst in the last couple of games, but
you have to play him.
And then Josh Hart, he's been played to death, and he looks gassed, But again, he has no one else to play. So in a weird way, like, yes, Tibbs does do that. He plays his guys really hard, and he always is playing like in the middle of February. He's like, you guys got to go as hard as possible. But I think this one situation, like, it's kind of just fluke injuries, and I don't know if you can blame him 100% for this one.
Yeah, if it's a shoulder, you can't, like, that stuff happens. People get hurt.
I think Bogdan had a wrist already when he showed up. So I don't know which I get. And then Mitchell Robinson is kind of injury prone too. So I don't know. He does. It's crazy not to say, like, Knicks fans who would say, like, Tibbs is completely blameless in all of this. That's nuts. He does play his guys hard. I don't think that he caused these injuries this time.
It was the Warriors, right, where they had all those injuries in the NBA Finals that one year.
Yeah.
And
Clay and Kevin
Clay
Durant.
and KD.
Yeah, like, just
nobody was like Steve Kerr treats his guys like shit.
yeah. It's like those guys played a shitload of extra games every single year, and their summer didn't start for like an extra 3 months because they went to the finals. It sucks to watch the Knicks run out of gas. I don't know. Maybe the Mecca is the great equalizer because it does feel.
What was that?
Did you have your phone still open?
Sorry, no, yeah, my bad.
I just think it's funny that we
Your
asked
phone-
Hank to pull up a random porn video and he went straight to Brazilian fart porn.
Yeah. We also should give credit to the Pacers because the Pacers played great. I mean, that 3 on Friday night from Nembhard was incredible.
Yeah.
That was a total don't shoot. Holy fuck, he shot it and it went in.
And the first quarter, you're right, probably doesn't happen at the Mecca.
Right.
But it happened. It happened today. And TJ McConnell, by the way, so fun to watch.
Play him.
I got a quote from I think it's from Hart. He said TJ McConnell is an annoying little shit.
Love it.
But he said that in like an endearing way. Like,
yeah.
He's like, I think that's how people talk about me too.
Yeah.
I love watching this guy play.
But it's
He should make T-shirts with his face. It
Annoying
just
little
says
shit.
annoying little shit.
It does feel like the Pacers are the worst team right now for the Knicks to just lose everyone because they push the pace. They're young. And they do have depth, and so it's. I mean, they deserve a lot. They could not miss today, and they held serve at home. I don't think they've lost a home playoff game. So they're fun to watch. I mean, they're young and they're fun. Like
They score
again.
They're playing good defense too. Again, I don't know how much of that is the Knicks just not having anybody to play basketball, but they traditionally don't play defense. Now they're playing a little.
And I think that Jalen Brunson is one of those guys that will just never admit that he's hurt, even though he's clearly hurt.
Yeah.
And he even said after the game, he asked if he has less burst, and he said, I'm fine. When you got to say I'm fine twice, you're just the I'm fine dog.
Yeah.
In the burning house.
This is fine.
Yeah. But Jalen Brunson will never make an excuse. He kept on saying that. He's like, why would I say that we're shorthanded? We just lost.
You know who really lost today? Actually, not the Knicks. It was Villanova.
Yeah.
Villanova took a bad L today, all their guys.
Yeah. Dante DiVincenzo was incredible on Friday night. Wasn't able to do it. They look tired. They look very, very tired.
Yeah.
And that is partially Tibbs, but again, I don't think the injuries were like I don't think you can point to all of them. And then people will bring up like Derrick Rose. I got a bunch of those replies when I was saying Derrick Rose was going to get injured. He shouldn't have been in the game that he got injured, the first ACL injury. Derrick Rose was going to his body was not able to handle the NBA. Like
a smaller guy playing.
He had
very
ankle
physically.
injuries before he got to the NBA. Like it sucks. It sucks that it happened that way. But I don't think Tibbs was the reason why Derrick Rose had injury.
Counterpoint's a fun narrative.
Well, he shouldn't have been in the game. That was the part. It was against the Sixers in that first round matchup, and he was in the game. We were up like 20, and it was like, why are you in the game? But if you ask me, if he wasn't in the game that specific time, would Derrick Rose just never tear his ACL? I would probably say that's a far-fetched, dream that you have.
Yeah, if you dig into the numbers, there's definitely some loophole. But I do like Hank simplifying it down to like it's a car and he's not changing the oil.
Yeah. No, he coaches hard. I'd rather have him as my coach than not. He's a fucking great coach. And he always has teams overachieving with guys like that shouldn't be doing what they're doing. And that's kind of the story of this Knicks season. The only thing I'll say to Knicks fans that I don't like is them using Julius Randle as like if we had Julius Randle. They fucking killed that guy last year, and he sucked.
Mm-hmm.
But they remember they ripped down his poster, and they were like, "Fuck him, get him out of here." He sucked in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's
and
very.
Fans are bad fans.
But I don't think they're bad fans. But you can't say like, "Oh, but if we had Julius Randle after last year," when you're like, "Get him off our team."
They're fake fans.
No, they're not. They're not fake fans.
They win one
I like
game.
this. He's
Bing
getting it ready.
bong, Maxi.
They're not fake fans. I think Knicks fans are some of the best fans.
Max, you think
They're
that this
crazy.
is like a badge of honor for the Sixers? Like you beat the Knicks up so bad that they're not even able to get to a next series?
Well, you hurt Embiid hurt Mitchell
I don't know.
Robinson.
Memes is being a little bitch back here. He was like, "Oh, Julius Randle was hurt last year, so that's why."
Oh, he was.
He was playing the entire playoffs last year.
But you hated him.
No, but nobody knew that he was hurt. He was playing hurt, and then everybody's like, "Oh, that's our guy."
Okay, fine. That's
They
a fair
put the poster
retort.
back up?
Yeah, did they put the poster back up?
Yeah, no, Julius Randle's fine. He was
Julius
just-
Randle fucking blows.
No, he doesn't. He would eat Embiid's lunch.
No, Julius Randle's good.
but we're giving excuses to people who are playing hurt.
We're not giving excuses.
I love this.
We're saying that people found out that he was hurt. and
Okay,
they were
that's
like, "Oh,
fair.
okay."
That's fair. That's a fair
Nobody
response.
knew he was hurt.
Did you
Embiid
see?
likes to tell everybody that he's hurt.
That's true.
I love Max and Memes going, this is what to expect on April Fool's Day and part of my take next year.
Yeah.
Max and Memes podcast.
Memes, you do realize from the outside looking in, it's like no fan base was meaner than they were to Julius Randle last year, and then to be like, well, if we had Julius Randle,
Yeah, no, everybody was mean, and then
very mean.
and then they found out that he was hurt, and they were like,
Did anyone issue like a my bad?
Full page ad, maybe?
Yeah.
No,
was
we
there
just-
like a
we
whoops?
We just
Sorry.
move on. It's just next season.
Act like it didn't happen?
Yeah.
You think he forgets that happened?
No, definitely not. But just throw some dirt
I think
on
there
it.
was like
and
a
you
story
move
of
on.
like his like wife watching them rip down his statue or his poster.
Somebody, there should be one guy. Spike Lee should apologize to him.
Yeah, we need someone to apologize just so that everyone else can move on.
Because I guarantee you he has not moved on.
No.
He's probably
in the back of his
he's
head.
probably faking this playoffs so that he doesn't give you little shits any more joy in your life.
True. Memes?
No, he was doing so good before he got hurt too.
Yeah, because he wanted to break
He
your heart.
was, but then
wanna
that's
give
not
you-
playoffs.
He wanted to give you all the hope because you treated him so badly last year.
No, he's fine. He loves New York.
So we got, I don't know, there's going to be, Hank calling Knicks fans fake.
Fake fans. No, they're say what you want about Knicks fans, but they're legit fans. They don't
Yeah.
abandon the team in years of sadness.
The
They're-
Mecca still sells out when they sucked.
I think Hank's just looking at Rico and just being like, "That all Knicks fans
Well,
are
he's
Rico."
a fan of himself.
No, Rico's a real Knicks fan. That's not. What I'm
He's the only one.
But there's plenty of people that just hop on. Oh, we're in the playoffs.
Well, every team that does well has a bandwagon.
But Knicks fans are
That's
the loudest.
sports. I don't know. I think it's more that
I've been to the Mecca for Celtics games when the Knicks sucked, and it was like 50% Celtics fans.
I don't know. I think New York is like a true basketball city. So when they're like good, you obviously see it more boisterous, but like those are real basketball fans.
Yeah, maybe it's not real Knicks fans.
Got it.
I love it. We're gonna get. I hope we. It's
Yeah.
probably not gonna happen, but I want Knicks Celtics just to see how much Hank pisses off the entire city.
It's good.
It's what he does best.
Get it going. Okay. Should we talk some hockey? Hank, the Bruins have just gotten beat up with some cheap shots.
A lot of cheap shots to the star players.
That one,
And the NHL isn't doing anything.
wait, but we got to give credit to who's the guy who cheap shotted?
No,
shotted-
no,
Here's
Carson, I
Bennett.
will
Hold on,
not say
Bennett.
his name.
No. Here's why I got to give him credit. It took like 17 slow-mo, like alternate angle shots for people to fully see the fact that he punched Marchand. He did a really good job with that.
It was a great cheap shot
Yeah.
to the point we had to wait for the alternate angle to come out, which was I think the next day.
Yeah.
We didn't get the actual angle of him throwing the punch until later. All we saw was the glove kind of emerging from behind his body. So if he fooled high definition, like 75-inch
That's what I'm
plasma
saying.
TVs, he definitely fooled the refs that were watching that happen in real time. So he got away with it. He definitely punched him in the face. Now, there were a lot of people that were throwing around retaliatory clips, response clips online to all the Bruins fans that were complaining that showed Marchand punching people in the face with a gloved hand from earlier in the series. So it's like, I think Marchand would probably do something like this too, but he was just on. There was also another hit that he had at the end of the game where Marchand dove head first into somebody else's head, and they made head-to-head contact, which also might have been the reason why he was out today with a concussion. So it might not have been from that cheap shot, although he was definitely concussed, but they brought him back in the game afterwards.
Yeah, absolute cheap shot. And then, I mean,
But you have to admit, I agree it was a cheap shot. He sucker punched him. But in terms of cheap shots, he did such a good job of hiding the sucker punch that we weren't able to figure it out for a while.
I don't know. Something's fishy with the NHL and this Panthers team. I can't put my finger on it. I don't understand why. But that happened, and it's like, why does it take the next day for the camera angle to come out? Because it existed. They probably had it. Toronto probably had it in real time. They didn't suspend him, which is crazy. And then today, same guy cross-checked Charlie Coyle into Swayman, so he couldn't, block the shot and then hit a goal in. Clear as day goalie interference. I'm not, a hockey head, but
they reviewed it.
He cross-checked a guy into the goalie, which interfered from the goalie being able to save the goal, and they didn't call it. And then the Bruins challenged it, lost the challenge, so they came back on a power play, and it was like the Bruins didn't have a shot for the next 7 minutes, it felt like.
I didn't watch the game on Friday night. I just saw a bunch of people tweeting from our own company being like, why is the crowd so silent?
I thought it was one or two tweets. I mean, it's the lulls of a hockey game.
Bad sports now.
I was just asking. I did not watch the game, so I have no idea.
It was
fake fans.
It was rocking today.
Yeah, in the playoffs, they get a bunch of fake fans, bandwagoners.
Yeah.
Come in, don't know when to cheer. You don't see them throughout the regular season. Yeah, good.
I'm a fake Bruins fan. I have no problem saying that. But the people that are fans of the Bruins and go to the games are diehard.
So
probably more than any other sport in Boston. Like there's the percentage of
that usually is the case for hockey.
Fake fans versus diehards, and like the Bruins, true Bruins fans are eat, live, breathe, die.
Would you say that hit was? Would you say it's a dirty play?
The sucker punch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting because your own coach said that it wasn't dirty.
Oh.
He said it was outside the lines, but it wasn't dirty.
Outside the lines?
Yeah.
But not dirty?
But not dirty.
Wait, so...
I don't know what the difference is.
So there's inside the lines play.
Yeah, that's normal hockey play.
Normal hockey play.
Good hockey play is what they say.
There's outside the lines.
Uh-huh.
Then there's dirty?
Then there's dirty afterwards. And
then is there anything after that? Scumbag?
I think after that, maybe scumbag move.
Dangerous?
Cheap shot.
Assault?
Yeah. A horrifying act of violence.
Yeah.
Would be next up after that.
So, oh wow. So this is kind of a loophole. Like this is the new Moneyball for hockey. We need to build a hockey team that knows how to play outside the lines but never dirty.
But not dirty. Yeah, just up to that line.
Wow.
You want to go right up to the line of playing outside the line.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
We should actually do some research on this, and we should try some outside the lines plays on Hank, but never get dirty.
Not dirty. We won't get dirty.
And just see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
So, you say see what happens, which is essentially the Bruins' response after that alleged cheap shot that was outside the lines. And then nothing really happened. No one really took a run at him.
There was some scuffling. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're down in the series. You can't just be giving up penalty minutes. They did take a couple penalties that were clearly just like rage hits, essentially.
Yeah, that one in the third period rocked.
I love Pat Maroon, by the way.
But they're down in the series. They got to scratch and claw for everything they get. The NHL is trying to rig a Panthers Rangers Eastern Conference Finals.
They'd much rather have that
Gross.
than Bruins Rangers. Yeah,
it's sad.
What is that? What are they rigging that for? Is
I'm trying to figure that out.
Anti-original six bias. They wanted Hurricanes Panthers.
No, they want Panthers Rangers.
Okay, but the Hurricanes won this weekend, so maybe they want Hurricanes Panthers.
They got to get some.
Yeah, they want Hurricane traditional hockey towns.
Right,
Raleigh.
Now, speaking of that series,
Rangers fans legit. The Mecca, the Rangers games are
memes.
Popping.
Memes. You were out on a bachelor party this weekend, so you were not here on Thursday night. But one underrated part of this show is Meme's hatred for Rangers fans is actually maybe stronger than his love for any of his own teams. So where are you right now? Because they look awesome. I know they lost in overtime. Was it overtime? Yeah, overtime on Saturday. Where are you?
I'm at the point I said the Hurricanes.
It wasn't
weren't
overtime,
that
I don't
good.
think.
No, it wasn't overtime.
Yeah.
They won power play goal
with like 3 minutes left. Yes, I was watching and I forgot it.
Yeah, the Rangers are really good, but the Hurricanes goalie is playing absolutely dog shit this entire series. So it's like one of those, I don't think the Rangers are definitely good. I don't think they're.
So you're not worried?
I'll be worried if it's like
the Rangers are very good.
2-0 against the Panthers next series. That's worry level maximum.
And what
the
if
home
the Rangers,
court, the home ice advantage for them though is
what if the
probably
Rangers
the best left in the playoffs.
Yeah, what if especially since the Coliseum's gone.
Wait, say that again?
You heard what I said. Hank said the Rangers have the best home ice advantage. I said especially since the Coliseum's gone and you sold out.
No, the Canucks is probably up there.
Okay, so but what are you going to do if the Rangers win the cup?
They're not going to win the cup.
Okay, so I want him there. That's a
not.
great place for us to have him.
Memes at the parade.
I want him there.
They're
No,
not
I'm
winning.
saying I want him in a spot where he's basically saying to himself, "There's 0% chance they can win the cup." And how could you say a team that's up 3-1 in the second round has a 0% chance to win the cup?
They've got one
We'll
of the
send them
best.
to the parade if they win.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you have to cover that. One of the best goaltenders. They've got
Probably their best goaltender ever.
Oh, I like that.
stir the pot.
Okay, wait. So, memes. Why do you hate Rangers fans so much?
They're just the worst. They're just the same as like Yankee fans. You know, they just think they're the best of all time. They've won one Stanley Cup in like the last 100 years, and they just think they're the fucking shit.
But they have won a Stanley Cup more recently than the Islanders.
Yeah, who cares? We won 4 in a row.
I also love the idea of memes walking past MSG and looking at it and one night being like, "This is the best place on earth." Then the next night he walks past, he's like,
Yeah,
"I
this
fucking
place
hate
sucks."
this place."
It's like, it's a basketball stadium. You know?
Yeah, it's best.
It's a Billy Joel Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Joel and Knicks. I fucking hate the Rangers. Everybody on the bachelor party was a Rangers fan, so like they were just all celebrating. I was like, this sucks.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Stars look good, and then now the shocker of the play. We're watching it with 8 minutes left. The Oilers look like they might lose this game.
My
They're down
God.
4-2.
There have been just
Canucks
so
are
many,
This is gonna be painful.
Are the Canucks a team of destiny?
so many close goals here. I don't know. Would we consider them team of destiny right now?
The way Biz described them last week when he was on was like no one expected him to be here. They won a very tough division, and everyone's like, nice story, but they're not going to win it all. I think they might be team of destiny.
I do love their home crowd too.
Yeah, and the Canucks have one of the scariest propositions in all of sports is that if they get to the final and don't win the cup, they'll just burn their whole city down.
That's true.
They've done it multiple times.
Yeah, they love to tear that. Also, I was going to say if they don't win the cup, then they know that they're not going to get another chance at it for like 15 years.
Yeah.
Like Edmonton, if they lose in the Stanley Cup this year, they're going to be like, this fucking blows. But we've got McDavid. We'll be back. Good young players.
If the Oilers lose this round, that would be a big disappointment.
Yeah.
Big disappointment. Yeah, so it looks like the Canucks might win this game. We'll update it as we go along in the show.
Hank, do you think there's any chance that the NHL leadership in Toronto is fucking the Bruins because you guys beat the Maple Leafs every year in the playoffs?
Potentially.
Look into that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Also, if that were the
little
case,
payback.
can they just have Toronto beat you guys in the playoffs every now and again? I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to connect some dots for you.
Yeah, I mean the NHL. If they were smart, if they were like the NBA, they would have had a Canadian Stanley Cup final at this point.
I just want one team.
Yeah, they
I want
would've-
Like it has to. Like
Yeah.
it has to
I
happen.
want a
Maple
team
Leafs
from
would've won.
Canada.
It'd be the greatest.
cup.
It would be the greatest.
Yeah.
I do not
It'd be
care.
such a fun series. Doesn't matter what two teams.
Yeah, right now I don't care who wins, but it would be nice to have a Canadian team in the Stanley Cup final this year.
Yeah, when's the last I guess the
1990
last in it.
last in it.
The Canadiens, right? Weren't they in the bubble? Didn't they lose to I want to say the bubble. I want to say they lost to this is going to test our hockey knowledge. Memes, you want to help me out here? No? Want to help me, Memes?
Lightning?
I think they lost to Lightning, right?
Yep.
In 2021 maybe it was the year after the bubble.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Bubble year.
It was a very forgettable one because the Lightning smoked them.
And I feel like there were no fans. So that was also like hockey with no fans might be we got over football with no fans just because it's still football, but hockey with no fans feels so weird.
Wait, it was the Lightning and
The Canadiens.
they're both in the East, right?
Oh yeah,
But-
yeah.
But wasn't there Yeah, no, but I think they did a weird bubble thing, right?
Those are two Eastern teams. I know
That
that.
is. All right, we got to figure this out.
Because you think they just took away divisions because of
I can't remember.
Memes is looking it up.
Stanley Cup Finals.
We need a goal here.
We need a goal here. This is bad. All right, here we go, boys. I'm gonna find this. Someone
it
say
was.
something. Yeah, I remember it was
I nailed
weird.
it.
Because they did the pods. Remember they did the pods.
Yeah.
There was that weird
Because
system.
they had to like finish out the.
Yeah, it was this
playoff.
weird.
Oh, it was the
fucking,
Canadian shit. The
Yeah.
Canadian teams had like a different.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they had different COVID restrictions, so they had to play in their own pods and then come.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's a weird. That's a question you'll get wrong in trivia.
God damn, that would have been so awesome though if they had won the bubble championship through the Canadian pod, and then everybody would be like, "Yeah, Canada won it," but it's really Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. And then the Canucks when they burned the city down when they lost to the Bruins. I'm looking right now. The Senators played the Ducks in 2007, and the Oilers lost to the Hurricanes in 2006. Yeah, fucking someone's got to win one from Canada. What's the problem, Hank?
This is ice.
Oh, Mrs. Ice. I know. I need a goal too.
They've had like 5 like shots that should have been goals.
There's 40 shots.
Mrs. Ice can't lose, although it would
Not
be
on
very-
Mother's Day.
Yeah, but it would also be perfect.
They're meant for each other.
Mrs. Ice lost on Mother's Day.
Oh, by the way,
I feel like we're getting a goal.
we have to.
It's Mrs. Ice. She can't lose this. Okay, let's do. Can we get Ernestine off the TV? She's been staring at her.
She's an industry plant.
Put
She's not real.
Put damp lips back up.
No, these are just more pictures of Ernest.
What are you doing, Max?
Stop.
Put Sydney
I thought you
Sweeney
wanted
back
more.
up.
I thought you wanted more.
Put Sydney Sweeney up with it. Remember that time you just started searching for her?
Yeah.
I wasn't
Looking
searching
at
for
all
her.
the
I was
pictures.
looking
You
at
were
things that were
bored?
trending.
You were bored. Okay. Let's do Who's Back of the Week. It's brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. There are plenty of chances in life to make things better by choosing chill. Grab every opportunity to choose chilled and reach for a refreshing Coors Light. By the way, our hockey knowledge, we nailed that.
Which one?
The Canadiens versus the
Yeah.
Lightning. Like we got self-conscious for a second, and
'cause
then we got it.
I was just confused, and it was like, wait.
Yeah,
what
no.
world.
But we did it.
I think we all kind of put a lot of that year out of our brains.
Correct. By the way, so Coors Light, guess what? The ice you're watching right now, that's as cold as the Coors Light beers when you crack open a Coors Light. It's cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged for a smoother finish. When you embrace a chill mindset, it's a good time to choose chill and crack open a Coors Light. Coors Light is mountain cold refreshment, crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. Make the most out of the times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. CoorsLight.com/take. Go check it out. The most delicious beer in the world. CoorsLight.com/take. Max, what did you do now?
This is just something else that people are talking about.
This is a Who's Back of the Week also.
This is
What
me
is
when,
it?
when I'm
Is it
about to
somebody's?
give a
Yeah, is
take.
it somebody's who's back?
No, but we can talk about it. Is this your Who's Back, Max?
Yeah, Max, your Who's Back is the sitting up meme?
No, it's Roaring Kitty.
Roaring Kitty.
What
Who is that?
That's
Roaring
the
Kitty.
GameStop. That's the GameStop guy.
Oh!
He's deep fucking value. He's the guy that wore the red bandana. You remember the movie Dumb Money?
Yes.
That was, by
Portnoy
the way,
was in it.
Yeah,
First tweet since 2021.
Whoa.
Dumb Money and the Patriots documentary. 2 instances in the last like 3 months where I've watched something on TV, and I'm just like taking a break from work for a little bit, and then Dave Portnoy's face comes.
Yeah,
on screen.
pops up. And Johnny Manziel.
Yep, true. So yeah, he's back online now. Which means some weird shit's
shit.
about to go down.
I want in this time.
Yeah, what's he telling people
I
to buy?
missed it
I'll
last
buy
night.
it.
There's no context or anything. It's just this meme, so no one really knows.
I'm going to retweet it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it, and then I'm gonna
I'm
hold
going to
it.
retweet it with the eyeballs.
I might even start holding it before I buy it.
So this guy is the guy who did the GameStop stuff.
Yeah.
Which I've never had more FOMO because I'm just convinced as a lifelong loser, if I don't get it like the minute it happens, I'm the guy who's going to jump on and then lose everything. But I sat and watched for weeks where it just kept on going up. I was like, God damn it.
Is that back up?
I don't know.
Because I still have some.
I really want to be in on this one. I really want to nail this.
Yeah. So just no, that looks like it's still down.
Yeah, that's still down.
Okay.
Okay, but we're back.
Stonks.
So I'm putting on alerts for Roaring Kitty.
Who's back? Stonks.
He's going to tell us what to do? Does he just say what to do and then we all... Is this like the Tunnel of Chaos?
He says, I like the stock.
Like, could
And
I
if he likes the stock, then it's good stock.
could I DM Roaring Kitty right now and be like, "Hey, Mr. Roaring Kitty, I'd like to win 20,000." And he'd
Yeah.
be like, done.
Yeah, I'll make it happen.
Yeah. Okay, we're back.
Get him on the show.
We got to all get in.
Yeah, I got to talk to my guy and get more information, but
Do you just mean Jack Mac?
Greer.
Okay.
Yeah. we got our top guys on it. Top minds on it.
Roaring Kitty, come on, part of my take.
Yeah, please. Hank, who's back?
My who's back of the week is Rory.
Yeah.
What do you do?
He dominated Quail Hollow, won the
Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo.
Shout out Jake, did a great job.
Jake Marsh was on the call. Max played well, finished 8th. Had an eagle in the first hole. Jake called it. That was a great moment.
Yeah.
Touching stuff.
Jake doing Bing Bong Maxi for Max Homo was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. It was great.
But Rory, I feel like he's the king of winning the championship right before major. Then everyone talks about him. It's a major week. Rory's
right.
back. He's gonna win a major, and then he misses the cut.
So who's back? Rory fooling us about him being back.
Yeah,
Scotty Scheffler still hasn't had his baby.
he has had his baby.
Scotty Scheffler's had his baby. Congratulations.
He had his baby right before Mother's Day?
I'm
That's
pretty
nice.
sure. I'm pretty sure there was. It was. I saw a tweet that was like it's not out there official, but he's on the.
Or did you just violate HIPAA?
No, he's doing media stuff at Valhalla
With his baby?
No, but
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's confirmed.
Following birth of child.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations. When did that baby happen? Eric shared the news Saturday afternoon, so he just had his baby. Congratulations.
Yeah, this has nothing been official. That's how I saw it.
Okay, so congratulations on the baby. Yeah, he's gonna. My son turned 1 today. And that was Mother's Day. Sucks. I have the same thing with my first son. Is 2 years ago was Father's Day. Sucks. You just get robbed of your day.
Swagger jacked
Big time
by a baby.
by a fucking baby.
Charlotte the Stingray still has not given birth.
My kids did not. My older kids did not understand the concept that the presents were not for them. They're like, but the baby can't open the presents, and they had a good point.
Yeah.
Because I sat him on the present, and I tried to show him how to rip the wrapping paper. Didn't do anything, and then my other 2 kids were like, "See, we told you," and then they opened all his presents.
Your daughter's like, "Is this Chuck E. Cheese?"
Yeah, it was a masterclass by them. They dominated me on that.
I've never understood that meme with the guy that's holding out his hand for the butterfly, and he says, "Is this something?" You know what I'm talking about? It seems like that's your daughter with everything.
Is this Chuck E. Cheese?
Is this Chuck E. Cheese?
Did you see an update on Chuck E. Cheese? They're getting rid of the original Chuck E. Cheese mascot in almost all their locations.
What?
Yeah.
What?
The scary one.
Oh,
The
rat?
super scary
rat.
rat.
Yeah, the rat
canceled?
one.
Yeah. No, I think they're just phasing it out. Maybe sign that they're going out of business. That I got to get there and do my part and keep Chuck.
Wait,
I might hold Chuck E. Cheese. Look at this. Chuck E. Cheese animatronic band will be phased out by the end of this year. It is scary.
You know what this means, though? This means that they're going to have to get rid of the actual mascot, meaning that there are going to be hundreds of these animatronic
We got to buy
scary
one.
mascots to
buy
purchase. We got to buy one.
We have to buy one. We need one of these.
Yeah, we need one of the Charles Entertainment Cheese mascots.
I will get back in my auction phase. I had one briefly where I was just trying to buy stuff when Dominic's, an old grocery store in Chicago, was going out of business, trying to buy carts and stuff. This we got to get this. If someone wants to gift us one, great. Otherwise, we'll do it the old-fashioned way and we'll figure out a way to get it. We need one in the office.
Yeah.
We need one when you walk in the office, because then
It's Chuck E. Cheese.
I can tell my
then you
kids
tell
it's
your
Chuck E.
daughter,
Cheese.
yeah, it's
Every
Chuck E.
fucking
Cheese.
time we come here almost every week. It's Chuck E. Cheese.
That's a problem solved right there.
Yep. All right. What was your who's back?
Oh, Rory.
That was one of those
Yeah.
Always Sunny skits where we zoom out and we're like, oh, Hank, you're still here?
Rory's back. He won the Wells Fargo. Jake, Max,
Scotty Scheffler had
Scotty
a baby.
Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler won his last start before PGA Championship. Rory won his last start. Brooks won his last start.
Oh, the big three.
Okay. Excited
Storylines.
to bet it.
And where is the PGA?
Valhalla.
Okay.
Love it.
Let's get some fucking wagers going.
I don't know.
What?
I was thinking about reloading on the live thing, but probably not.
Yeah, you got to take the baby bump, right? You're going to feel like an idiot if you bet against Scotty.
Oh my
God, they missed an open netter.
Mrs. Ice.
This is the worst.
Mrs. Ice has 2 minutes for glory.
Dude,
It's on Mother's Day.
Is Mrs. Ice watching intently on a laptop?
Has to be. Has to be. Has to be.
She rips her shirt off afterwards.
All right, so who's your pick to win?
Brooks.
Okay,
Smart.
good man. We'll do some golf stuff this week. We'll figure out. We'll get some. I kind of like that they got the PGA Championship earlier, but it always does sneak up on me. Because remember how it used to be PGA Championship was last and no one would care. And they're like, "Fuck it, we're gonna hop the line." Oh, Mrs. Ice.
That's a good goal.
Mrs. Ice. She did it.
Let's go.
Mrs. Ice. What a fucking goal. All right, PFT, your who's back?
My who's back of the week is horse racing.
Oh,
Because it is Preakness week, where
we will have Randy on.
we're going to have Randy on, Mystic Dan going for the second leg of it. And we talked a little bit about Secretariat on Friday's show.
Yeah.
And about how Jason Kelsey thinks, he's retracted his "this horse did steroids" take, and then horse people went after him. On Friday, I had a little bit of time on my hands, so I got on a flight. I was on my way to New York, and I just thought, let me just do some research about good old Secretariat, or good friend Secretariat.
Mm-hmm.
See if these claims against him have any merit to them. Couple things. Secretariat, when they're elite like Secretariat, they typically go on to have fruitful children, right?
Yeah.
Right? Their cum is worth millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Secretariat had 663 children. I don't know what you call them. He had 663 ponies.
That's a fucking lot of child support.
Well, no, he's actually a deadbeat dad.
Okay.
And one of his daughters was just found like in the woods somewhere, and they had to rescue her. And then now she's still alive.
Jesus Christ.
And she's almost dead, but she got rescued, and she had to be adopted by a foster agency because Secretariat is such a piece of shit. Anyways, he had 663 children. Guess how many of his kids won a Triple Crown race out of 663? And he was probably being bred to the fastest.
I don't want to
female
say
horses
zero
in
to
the world.
ruin this for you. I want to say 5.
0.
Ah,
The answer's 0 of them. One
Credit
of
to
them.
me for not saying 0.
Actually, that's wrong.
Oh.
1.
Okay.
The
Whoa.
answer- the answer's 1.
Whoa. I said 5.
Well, yeah, you said 5. One of them won 2 legs, not the Kentucky Derby, and then one came in second place in the Derby.
Got it.
So his genes, not that strong. Some people will be like, oh, but down the line, if you follow the trail enough, then you'll see that his grandkids had won some derbies. Yeah, big cat.
Question. Do the steroids that Secretariat so clearly took during his horse racing prime, do they carry in his semen?
No.
Oh.
They don't. Isn't that interesting?
Interesting.
It's very interesting to me. He also, did you know that Secretariat, his legendary time at the Preakness, obviously the Belmont was the one that he won by 16 lengths. The race that he won at the Preakness, it's a track record, or it's one of the track records. It was at the time. It actually got lowered like 40 years after he ran in that race. They went back like 7 years ago, and
Made it faster?
there was a secret committee that met in Maryland, went back and reduced his time by like a second and a half. Yeah, they met in secret and they changed his times way after the fact. That's bullshit.
And this is also part of what Jason Kelsey was saying, was like, we have gotten faster, bigger, stronger in everything, but not horse racing.
Well, Jason Kelsey was talking about his heart mostly. His heart.
Yeah, but I was saying that part too.
I was making the point that every mile times have gradually gotten better over the years.
Yeah.
100-meter dashes.
You know, he
200-meter
said,
dashes.
he said something like this too. Like every sport has gotten better except horse racing.
So I went back and I looked at the records, and yes, he still does hold that time at the Belmont, and he holds that time at the Kentucky Derby, and that's an anomaly in horse racing. Most of them have been improved upon since then.
Right.
Not Secretariat's time.
Wow.
Not Secretariat's time. He also, this is the other thing about Secretariat. I found out that a bunch of people would buy winning tickets for Secretariat. Like they would bet on them, and then they wouldn't cash in the ticket later.
Lame.
Because they wanted to have the ticket. There was a bunch of Darren Ravellas going out watching these.
Ricky Henderson.
Yeah, essentially.
You remember when he got paid $1 million for his first contract and framed it?
Yep. And he also lost a bunch of races. This is what we don't talk about with Secretariat. We only talk about the wins with this fraud. He lost, I think, 3 or 4 times, and they had an excuse ready after every single loss. One time they were like, oh, he has an abscess in his mouth. He had herpes. He had horse herpes, and they blamed his loss on that. One time he had uncontrollable diarrhea.
Ooh.
Another time they just tried to blame a horse for bumping him too hard and tried to get that horse disqualified. So there's a lot of stuff with Secretariat that the more we look at it, the more questions need to be asked about old Secretariat.
Okay, so this is great because we can now say, I think we should, as a podcast, we should say Flightline is our GOAT. So
Yes.
Flightline is a horse that won the Breeders' Cup 2 years ago. I was at it. Flightline was injured as a 3-year-old, so wasn't able to race in the Kentucky Derby.
Mm-hmm.
He raced 6 times, and he just killed everyone.
So he never lost.
Never lost.
Secretariat lost a bunch.
And also, it's a great one because people will be like, when people ask us who our GOAT is, the, casual fans will say Secretariat or maybe even American Pharoah. We'll say someone who didn't even race in the Triple Crown Flightline. He was an incredible horse.
Or we could go like old school with it and say Man of War.
Yeah.
Man of War is a great horse. And it's sad because Man of War's all his accomplishments are overshadowed by a horse that's having seconds taken off his time like 35, 40 years after he ran the fucking race.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree is bullshit. So, I think Jason Kelsey was on the right track, and I can't wait to ask Randy Moss what his thoughts about Secretariat being a fraud were.
Yeah, and we got to use this as a way to get Jason Kelsey on, who has recently followed Max Delente.
Nice work, Max.
Play it cool.
It's not a big deal.
Play it cool.
Are you like second guessing every time you send a tweet? Like, what if Jason sees this?
Do you think he followed because of what we said?
No, it was definitely not a sympathy follow.
You think it was just he
For sure
loves your vibe?
Yeah.
I will say this
Has
about,
nothing to do with this podcast.
I'll say this about Max. Guys love Max.
Guys do love Max.
Dudes are fucking in love
And
with
I
Max.
fucking love dudes.
One thing about Max, guys fucking love him.
I fucking love dudes.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going with Flightline. I watched him at the Breeders' Cup Classic. He killed everyone by like nine lengths.
Yeah, Flightline's a good one.
And that's the best horses in the world.
Man of War, though.
All right, well, we'll ask Randy.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll say, who's your GOAT?
I just like picking a horse that didn't race in the Triple Crowns because everyone's like, who's Flightline? It's like, dude,
You don't
are
know.
you kidding me?
You don't know horse.
Also, selfishly, I saw him in person and I was wowed. Okay, I like this. This is going to be great to have Randy on.
Yeah.
And we should use this to try to get Jason Kelsey on.
Yep.
And like no podcast is defending you more than this.
No, like if the more you look into Secretariat, the more it stinks to high heaven. Also, at the time when he was winning all these races, people were writing about what a welcome escape this was to distract. Literally in Sports Illustrated, which was a good magazine at the time, said people are enthralled and we're so happy with Secretariat because he's distracting us from the Vietnam War and Watergate.
It's a Helen Keller situation.
Yeah. Was Secretariat even real?
Wait, Secretariat was mute?
No, they're just it's superhuman.
Superhuman.
Larger than life.
Yeah. This would be great story arc if we got Jason Kelsey. We did an investigation with him.
Yeah.
And we ended up having to go to a farm and watch horses fuck. And so we were sitting there watching P&V.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the Kelsey.
That would be really nice.
That'd be nice. Let's finish this story arc. All right, that's a great who's back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, my who's back is a simple one. It's the Detroit Pistons picking 5th in the draft.
Yeah.
So we had the lottery on Sunday.
Weird time for it or no?
I think it was a weird time. They usually used to do it like on a Tuesday night at halftime of one of the games. I think maybe because this draft doesn't really have anyone of note. Although I was talking to someone, they said that this draft doesn't have like obviously a Wembanyama or a Zion Williamson, but they're like there's some really good players. It's just you're basically taking a guess 1 through 14. Like one or two of these guys are going to end up being incredible, but they could be the 10th pick, not the first pick.
It feels like the safe bets are guys like Klingon.
Yeah,
is a safe bet.
Saw him working out.
Don't know if he's
worked out in this office yesterday.
Don't know if he's going to be a superstar, but he's probably going to be a good NBA player. And then that's pretty much the safest pick.
Yeah.
And then Duke, the guard, his name is from Fairfax. Yeah.
But the Pistons, I feel bad for Pistons fans. The Detroit Pistons. Now this draft is a weird draft. Like we said, there's not a surefire like franchise player, which makes it even funnier that the Hawks won it. That's very Atlanta sports to have a 3% chance to win this draft, and they did. Like you used all your luck on this draft. But the Pistons, 2 years ago, the Pistons won 23 games. They were 3rd worst in the league. They got the 5th pick. Last year, the Pistons won 17 games, worst in the league, 5th pick. This year, they won 14 games, worst in the league, 5th pick. That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That seems like a sick joke against the Pistons.
I feel bad, but again, like you said, this draft is kind of a crapshoot.
You could get a good player.
You might end up getting one of the ones that develops into being a great player.
But the fact that this happened again, you should try winning more games.
Yeah, try winning more games. Also, in DC sports, this is the third team that has the second overall pick.
Yeah, I saw that. I was rooting for you to get the first pick.
Yeah, me too. Well, last year it was like at the end it became a coin flip between us and the Spurs because of the way the numbers shook out. That would have been the nice one to get. But we've taken 2 LSU players in baseball. We took one baseball and then Jane Daniels, obviously, in football. I don't think there's anyone from LSU that's projected to go that high. But fuck it. Let's just do it anyways. Make it fun.
By the way, talking baseball, Paul Skeens did make his debut against my Cubs. I feel like he had the perfect, awesome prospect debut where he pitched, I think it was like 4 innings, 3 earned runs, and 7 strikeouts. I feel like that means he's going to be really good.
Yeah.
The first 2 batters, you were like, oh my God, this guy's going to be the best pitcher who ever played.
And then it's like, all right, well, he's going to have to learn how to, pitch. He's on they're on a load management, but also like he's going to have to learn how to be craftier, but holy shit, can he pitch?
Are you saying that the Wizards should draft Livy Dunn?
Yes.
Yeah. That would fit.
A reporter did say that although Paul Skeens only lasted 4 innings, Livy Dunn, whole game.
Oh, she stuck
the
around?
whole game.
Good. She's
complete
a good
game.
She's
complete
a good sports
game.
town.
Yeah, complete game from Livy Dunn. All right, let's get to our interviews. We got great interviews. We got Julian Edelman and Blake Bortles, and then we'll finish with Embrace Debate and a twist on the lottery ball machine.
Julian Edelman has been brought to you by our great friends over at Game Time. We love Game Time. You can get tickets to any sort of game. Right? You can get tickets to baseball. Baseball is happening. I'm going to go to a Nationals White Sox game this week. I'm going to use Game Time for that. You can find tickets to Cubs games, Dodgers games, Mets games, Braves games, all of them. Easy to find on Game Time. With Game Time, they're the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You shouldn't have to worry when you buy tickets to your next big event. Game Time is the fast and easy way for you to buy tickets to all the sports, music, comedy, and theater events near you. They have flash deals for sudden discounts. Hank, can you look up how much it would cost to get into Nats White Sox Wednesday day game?
Yeah.
How much would Game Time? Basically, it's going to be ridiculously low. It's going to be super cheap, and Game Time is the best way to find these tickets. If you want $2. I'm going to use Game Time to get in, and with Game Time, you can find tickets, comedy, theater, music, sports, you name it. They have flash deals for sudden discounts, zone deals for when you're feeling flexible, and their lowest price guarantee. Their lowest price guarantee means that if you can find the same seats for less anywhere else, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Game Time is the best place for last-minute seats with up to 60% off your favorite events. What are you waiting for? I'm going to buy those White Sox Nationals tickets right now. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code PMT. You get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And now, here's Julian Edelman.
Okay, we now welcome on our very good friend, recurring guest, very, very good friend, Julian Edelman. You're shaking. You're shaking.
Yeah, because I have awkward arm angle, and I'm using my phone, and I'm watching game. I'm trying to navigate both.
Just put it on the coffee table. Just rest it up against something on the coffee table. You probably got
Then you might see my balls because I'm wearing some really short shorts.
Oh, there we go. All right, this is perfect. All right, so Jules is on. We should have had you on right after the roast. Obviously, you were partying after the roast, but we still wanted to have you on. We also needed to have you on because we need some tips on podcasting because you momentarily for a day took over the one spot and made everyone aware of it. So congrats on that.
Thank you guys. I just trying to follow in the founding fathers that helped me put me in this situation. You guys brought me on your show, and we're gonna take that data and we're gonna try to learn from it, make our show completely better every single day. It's just a starting point.
It's actually funny because I remember like 3 or 4 years ago, you're like, hey, can we get your entire subscribers list? And we gave it to you. Now it all makes sense that you just did it that way. No, but Games' name's awesome. It's actually incredible what you've like grown it into because I watch it all the time. Like your Ernie Adams interview was incredible, and it feels like I'm gonna give you a genuine compliment. it's hard, I think, right now. We've gotten very lucky because we started a podcast before everyone had a podcast. It's hard to hop into the podcast game right now and be unique, and you've done that, and that's a credit to you.
I appreciate that. That means a lot, really, coming from you guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's been fun. I didn't, you know, we just did this thing. We weren't trying to do anything, but it's been fun to get to like learn how to ask questions. You know, when you watch guys shows, like I listen to you guys all the time. I listen to other people in the industry, the McAfees and the Colin Cowards, and see how people deliver like information and how they deliver like their knowledge. And it's been fun to be able to like work that. And I've seen, you know, it helped me with TV and stuff. So it's been a fun creative outlet.
And
Yeah.
you did it without dating the most famous woman in the world. So congrats. No shortcuts for you.
Facts.
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 I got my friend
Good.
Tristan on.
Yeah, you still could. All right, so we have a bunch of questions, but let's start with the roast. You did incredible. I told you no pressure before because I wanted you to feel the pressure because we were expecting a lot out of you. We had you as one of the highest ranked non-comedians. You did a great job. What was it like, though, the entire event, like being there? And more than anything, what was it like sitting next to Gronk? Because how many of Gronk's jokes did he get? Like, how many did he understand? It felt like he didn't understand anything.
First off, yeah, you called me the night before. Was it the night before?
The night before, yeah.
And did I give you any of my jokes? Did I run any by you?
You didn't, but you were like, I was like, listen, we're like, you have to perform because if you don't, like, we expect a lot out of you, and you delivered big time.
No, it was super nerve-wracking to do this whole thing because you're jumping in, and you guys are good, funny speakers, and you guys have been in that kind of world. Like I'm still new to this stuff. So like when you're sharing a stage with like Kevin Hart and Jeff Ross and the like those, you can see how professional they are. So the whole night I was watching teleprompters and stuff, seeing how, you know, like Ron Burgundy came out and he didn't say anything on his teleprompter. And then you get back into it. Like I was watching the behind the scenes stuff. So I was super nervous for this whole thing. Went and performed at the Comedy Store the Thursday before with Jeff Ross, which was awesome to get that like rep because I never really told jokes on a stage, which is completely different than like doing a Q&A or speaking at a motivational thing. Like I've done those public speakings. When you have to go out and actually execute something while you're doing that, like to try to get a laugh,
Yeah.
it's hard. So I was like super nervous at the store. I was like shaking, telling my jokes. Thankfully there was like a group of like 15 like frat boys that like knew exactly who I was. They were like athlete fans, you could tell. So I got some laughs, and you could see where you could like pause the joke and not pause the joke. So it was cool to get that rep. And then when we go to the night before, you know, now you're in the green room, and our green room was me, Randy, Gronk, and Coach. And everyone's kind of like, we were all kind of, it was like before a game, bro. Like guys were like sitting there in corners practicing their jokes and stuff. It was fun. And then, you know, go out and do it. And then you had to like judge, like I can't drink really before my jokes because I don't want to get too sloppy up there and something, you know, like you gotta. And then after you start drinking, it was fun. It was a fun night.
Yeah.
And it was good to see like a lot of people in that building. You guys know what I'm talking about. Kraft, Bill, and Tom all in the building. Like never thought I'd see that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool to see. You should have Wes Welker gone up right before you, and then like halfway through his set, just pulled him off stage, be like, "I got this, Wes," and just taking over for him. He probably wouldn't like that though. Yeah, we did have you very high. We thought Drew Bledsoe did a good job too. He was like
Great way to open it.
Yeah.
You know, that's got to be some pressure, and he's a great sport. You know, like with how that's such a crazy.
Yeah, it's a weird dynamic. It's like this guy is responsible for your career going absolutely sideways when you thought it was going to go perfectly, and then you have to show up and make fun of him for being so much better than you.
Yeah,
but he did a really good job. I thought he was
he opened the gates.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. So about Gronk. So Gronk gets up. We can all agree Gronk killed it, right?
Yeah, he crushed it.
Gronk killed it. It's okay to say gay again. I think that's like five of Gronk's jokes were like, Jules is here, he's gay. Tom Brady, You're so gay.
Remember that time Tom fucked Bill Belichick from Tampa with a 1,300-mile?
Yeah.
And then I sucked it, I think, right?
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. Like, so when Tom Brady fucked Bill Belichick with a 1,300-mile cock, and then you sucked it and lubed it up the entire way from Tampa to Boston, and it was in your mouth. Is that true?
No, that wasn't true. That was a good joke. That was a figment of his imagination.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
Now getting back to Gronk and watching, because like I said, you could see where the prompter and the jokes and stuff. You know, I'm sitting there watching Gronk, and like he's starting, he's doing his bit, and then all of a sudden he just starts going off his dome. He improv like I want to say half of the stuff, and like. It was like, I was like, oh, get back. And then he got back onto it. It was like, it was so funny. It was Gronk.
Yeah, it was Gronk through and through. Absolutely. All right, so what were you surprised no one roasted you for steroids?
I was.
I was
honestly.
too. I was like, if I were up there, I would say that would be the first thing I'd do.
I thought everything was on the door. When Kevin Hart opens up with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor, I thought we were just fucking, floodgates open.
Yeah.
So when that was like one of the first jokes, were you like, oh shit, we are really saying everything, or did you guys think that there were going to be boundaries that weren't crossed?
It made me feel so good that like, all right, he went there, so I'm not. I guess mine's not going to be that bad. He won't. You know what I mean? It was actually a great teammate play by Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
because he set the stage where he's like, he knew we were nervous about saying certain things, so he hits them to let them know like this is what it's going to be.
And in a weird way, like you probably escaped the best out of everyone because the meanest joke anyone said about you was like you're obsessed with Tom Brady, which is like, I don't know, there's millions of men out there who they could say that about. So it's like, okay, yeah, I want to be him. Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be him, but
well,
why would you ever bite the hand that fed you, bro?
Yeah. You want to be inside
I live in Brentwood because of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You're shadowing him.
Like, I'm not afraid to say it. It's a quarterback league. You're a dependent person when you're a receiver.
Yeah. You know, it's smart of you to own it like that. Absolutely. So the whole situation with Bob Kraft, Bill, Tom, all there together at once. It seemed awkward when Bob came out on stage, like Bill didn't really want to be taking the shot. He had to be like talked into it. Did anybody hang out and talk afterwards, or did they like go their separate ways? What was that like seeing all of them together if they hung out later?
It was pretty political. You guys know how that goes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like those guys are pros at that. They know how to address rooms. They know how to read situations and stuff. Like it was what it was. I didn't see them at the after party. They left. Mr. Kraft came for a second and hung out for a little while, but Bill, he wasn't there. So there wasn't really any interaction.
Yeah, you're
that I saw.
You're like a child of divorce, being like
so hard.
I don't know who I should be seen with or who I should be buddy with. Yeah.
I'll give you this one. Like we're in the green room and we're all telling like war stories, having fun. Coach is telling us about a rookie skit or something that he loved back in the day, and we're all like huddled up talking, and Kraft walked in, and they played it right. I mean, but it was like what you just said. I got up and walked away. I was fucking. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
I walked away. I went to the bathroom. I just didn't want to be in any kind of question asking or anything from you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
was Kraft drunk when he came to the after party? Because he had like 4 shots. He had a bunch of drinks when he was on stage.
kept on making him
like I don't know. Is this guy got a tolerance of a tank or what?
I didn't notice any of that. Mr. Kraft, he's a funny guy.
What
he's fun.
So the other one, your running mate, Danny Amendola, I think he got maybe the meanest joke of the whole time, and it felt like Belichick might have just showed up just to get that in on him. What did Amendola say afterwards? Because that was brutal. It did feel like it was like that was a real one.
I mean, now you guys get a sense of that's how Bill's sense of humor was, right. And that's how he would humiliate people, like in the film room.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's a great 250 yards. Yeah, Moss had that. That's a good half for Moss. That's how he would get on guys during film. It was awesome to see that. They knew it was all fun and games. They actually kissed it out.
Okay,
that's cool.
And they were cool. I saw them. They're good.
Yeah.
The other guy he went after, which I thought was just really funny, was it Matt Light?
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Light.
Yeah.
And he just started like roasting Matt Light, and Matt Light was in the back, just like, I did not expect anybody to say my name at all tonight. But I felt like that was Belichick just going back to the day of like, okay, I'm gonna rip this guy a new asshole because I know that he fucked up on film, so I get to humiliate him in front of the entire team. Kind of the same way he was doing Danny, but like
there's a different thing
loving.
with Matt Light. There's a different thing with Matt Light for sure, because Matt Light, I actually just had him on my podcast. We'll be launching that here soon. But like, Matt was like the biggest prankster like ever. Like, he had balls of steel. Like, he would go above and beyond to do to get a prank in. Like, it crazy. Like with Bill, with everyone, with with Scarnecchio. Like the coaches, like, he was a badass on the field, and he was he played for 12 years. He's like one of our leaders, but he was not afraid to make fun of the environment with like these crazy pranks, which you guys can listen on Games with Names coming out soon. The Matt Light episode. It'll be good.
I love that.
It's a good tease.
I love that. What about, I have to ask this question because it came up like 4 or 5 times. Did Brady not really shower with the guys?
Yeah, Brady took I've seen him a couple times. He was a shower pill guy. We always used to call it, Brady took the shower pill, meaning didn't shower, just walked out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that felt like a recurring theme. Like, dude, why don't you take a shower with us? Which is a very funny thing when you take it outside of the world of a football locker room, where it's like you're mad that your buddy won't shower with you.
That's half the jokes are in the shower.
Yeah, you got to shower with the guys. You got to shower with the dudes.
That's where the real bonding happens. Yeah.
You got to shower with the dudes.
Like when Brady did shower with you, were you like, holy shit, we got to act on our best behavior because Brady's he's naked right there.
No one is off limits in the shower, bro. Like, if you're walking into the war zone, but Brady would do this one thing where he would get in the corner shower and he'd have two shower heads on him.
It's
I'd
nice.
be like, dude,
luxury.
Are you fucking serious? Are we serious here, Tom? You got to have 2 shower heads.
Did you ever
fucking people waiting?
Did you ever have a moment where Brady like walked in the shower one day, like once a month, and you're like, "Fuck, I haven't shaved my pubes in a while"?
No, but
Okay.
I did. There was this one time where I was showering, and I used to shave my legs like just to my calf. And I had hella hairy thighs because I like to get my ankles taped with no pre-wrap. I wanted it on skin. You know what I mean? And I go in there and Sean Spring starts making fun of me. He goes, "Bro, what the hell? What are you doing?" Like, he would make fun of me in the locker room all the time. And then one time I was in the shower and I showed him like, hey, Springs, I trimmed all the way up. Look, he goes, "Edelman, don't you ever talk to me in the shower and make me look at you again." Like, he started making fun of me. I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck am I doing?"
Yeah, that is.
He was like in his 14th year. He was veteran Sean Spring. I was like 2nd year in the league. He'd make fun of me all day. It was funny.
Yeah, you got to shower with the guys.
Shower moments are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, would it be after like a special game that Brady would be like, you know what, I'm going to shower with the boys?
give him a treat.
Well, I mean, he had to shower in away games. Away games, you have to shower.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that
Right.
makes sense. That'd be gross if you did.
Oh,
So I think he just wanted to go home and shower. Like, he probably had like the craziest shower at his house, like something insane where he has like
3
like
showers.
hydrated water.
Yeah, so when the schedule would come out, you would circle all the away games, being like, "Nice, I'm gonna get to shower with Brady these days."
Yeah, you're so good, bro.
All right, serious question, because we haven't had you on since it happened, but the Dynasty doc, it was a little crazy. We had Belichick's back. It felt like a very slanted against him. When you were watching it, were you like, I lived half of this, and it's not exactly how it went?
I mean, yeah. I mean that it was. I don't know. It was pretty clickbaity, where they just wanted to go over everything that that people want to see, that hated us for a long time, and they fed it, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? They just kind of like brushed over like the great games that we had, like the Troy Brown game where Tom throws the interception. They're about to lose against San Diego. Troy strips it. Like, we didn't see any of that stuff. Like,
Right.
I don't know, but it's also it's Hollywood. They got to do what they got to do to make it sell.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, it's hard to do a documentary. Like, there's definitely something to be said. Like, you can't do a documentary where it's just like, oh, they won and then they won again and then they won again, because everyone be like, well, what the fuck? We want to see the other stuff.
Yeah.
But it did feel like more other stuff than winning. Yeah.
The crazy thing is, we all did those interviews, and that's when Bill was still under the team. So I think he had to do it.
Yes, you can tell.
That's what we were saying. It's like Mr. Kraft
So
asked him one
he
day.
doesn't get to have his, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's been really awesome to see, because of all this stuff, Bill's kind of opened up just to go out and do some of these TV things, and he's been doing stuff with McAfee, and it's been cool to see him open up a little bit and show people like, I'm an asshole, but it's fun. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
I'm a football coach. Look how much information I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows a lot.
Yeah, he's a genius.
Yeah.
So in the documentary, Hank was saying that there's not enough like Patriots porn. It feels like they did make a documentary almost more for the Patriots haters, because there are more of them than there are Patriots fans. But there was one part that featured you that was like just pure Super Bowl Patriots porn when you made that catch against the Falcons, and then you immediately jumped up. You're like, "Nah, bro, I caught it," right in the defender's face. He was like, "No, you dropped it." And you're like, "Bro, I caught it." And it was just like a nice little back and forth there. When you watch that play on replay, when you see replay of it, do you pause it and rewind it and rewatch it again? Because if I were you, I would watch that shit all the time. Be like, look what I did.
No, not at all. I honestly, it's a lucky play. Like, I like watching plays that, like, I got blown up or something and I hung on with the ball. Like, Cam Chancellor lit me up. Like, I always like that play, but not really. That game, that was a bad route, so I don't like that play.
Oh,
you fucked up?
Bad process. Good result.
I bananaed my route. It's a middle read, and with cover 5, you gotta go to the near upright of the post. You know what I mean? If there's one safety, then you take it to the numbers, and it becomes more like a fade. But right here, you're trying to put pressure on the two high safeties. So you want to really try to get him, the defender. He's got inside leverage. You gotta like, I bananaed my route. You gotta make him feel like you're hitting that bow route, and then he undercuts, and then you get open. And I just kind of, it was a bad route, so I don't like it.
Who's that?
Oh, it's Brandon Marshall.
What's up, B. Marsh?
How we doing, buddy?
Yeah,
you got
literally,
the hood
Brandon
on.
Marshall
Jeez.
hit me up. Literally hit me up on Thursday, 30 minutes before. I was like, "Hey, bro, I'm staying at your house from Thursday to Monday. It's cool." I'm like, "Sure."
Is this a real show?
He
Right now?
did the same thing with us. B. Marsh, he came to the Chicago office, and then like 4 days later, he was still coming in. I was like, "Do you work here now?" He's like, "No, I'm using your podcast studio." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
This is Rocky.
Hey,
And Rocky,
hey,
what's up, Rocky?
Big Cat, y'all was making me meals and everything.
I know. You're welcome back
I did the chef.
anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hold on,
anytime.
time out. I walk in Jules' house. First off, this house is like, it's the best house I've ever seen in the world. He's super rich. But I thought you were retired. Why are you still talking football? Oh, you ain't got a bow route. You talking about bow routes right now?
He fucked up that route in the Super Bowl.
Well, he keeps on asking about the catch. I hate that play because middle read, I didn't bop my guy to the bow route. I bananaed my route. And that's like that's like one thing you can't do.
This is so
Because it was like our 97th play. Like, we had a 97 play game for offense, which you're cooked. I mean, they literally ran out of gas.
So, wait,
That's what
you're,
we want. I'm
this,
walking to a real show.
yeah, this is like so Belichick of you though, because it makes me think that at one point Belichick might have brought up that catch the next year and been like, Edelman, this is not how you run the route, even though it was like,
Nah, he never did that. Nah,
all
he
right.
never did that.
that would be very
He never
Belichick.
did that.
I've
Yeah.
always wondered, do you watch film of the Super Bowl? Do you break that down and learn from it? Because like it's a new team the next year. Do you even go back?
You know what I do? I during Super Bowl time, I watch the NFL Network, and like they always have, like the old games on, and I just watch the old games, like the TV copies, because I've never seen really a lot of the TV copies when I was playing, and B, it's good to reference, like it brings up my memories back, like, oh shit, yeah, I remember that situation, this game right here. Then it's good for like when I talk TV and talk to you guys and stuff. So I'm a fan of the game. So you watch all the old cut-ups are crazy. Like, then you get the AFC championship week. They have all the old AFC championship weeks and stuff. I think it's fun.
Yeah. One last question about the documentary. You were going to tell us why Malcolm Butler was benched for the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
I have no clue, bro.
No
I wasn't
one
even on
knows.
the team.
So no one knows.
I was away from the team, bro. I was so mad actually because I tore my ACL that year.
Yeah, you're with us.
And yeah, I remember I was with you. And
Yeah,
it was like I couldn't even go to the team hotel. Like they put me out in this other team, the family hotel. Like I was so pissed, man. I had to like go 45 minutes. Not part of the show.
Yeah.
Don't even know why.
Yeah.
Don't even know why.
I remember you came on radio and I was like, how's it going? How the guys feeling? And you were just like, I don't know. Like I'm not with them. I'm not allowed to be with them.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
Yeah, dude, they're like on. They were in the game, bro.
Yeah. All right. So we have to ask you, and you have to pump up Hank. He's not super excited about Drake Maye, and partially your fault, right?
You know what? I he's been growing on me. Drake's been growing on me.
Okay.
I like the whole rented out basketball gym night of. Dude's a competitor. I heard he was like one of the best. I heard he was the best golfer at that one visit where they were going to Top Golf with the teams and stuff. Like he went up and he's got like
this is nothing to do with football.
Wouldn't you like him to not be excellent at golf?
And that has nothing to do with
good
football.
at basketball,
Those are the
good at
types of
football.
things that like, the competitive dudes that like to compete when it's like a hairy situation. Those guys aren't scared of that moment. Now I'm not saying that guy's there, but like those little stories, I don't know if they're coming out of nowhere. I've started to hear them more.
Yeah.
Sitting at he sat
and
with
honestly,
the people today at the Bruins.
Yeah.
Not he sat in like the regular seats at the Bruins. Didn't sit in the suite. Man of the people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's ultimately, I mean, this is not just on him. This is on now Wolf, who's the general manager. You got to get him playmakers. We got now this is also on the developmental of the coaching staff. Van Drake or the new OC they have, like that's going to be his job. They brought in Ben McAdoo, so he's going to be like probably working with the quarterback and help developing this guy. So, this is a team effort when you have a young quarterback, and I never really got to experience one.
Yeah. What about the allegations again from Hank that he throws a very heavy ball?
Heavy.
The ball looks heavy in his hands.
I like he's big though.
Yeah. So you think
Like
he
when
just
he
has a heavier ball?
Nah, I mean. I gotta catch it. I'll let you guys know. I'm probably gonna go check out a camp.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little update on it.
Okay.
I gotta go catch it. Hey, I threw with Drew Bledsoe.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
That was
Oh my
crazy.
God,
He was throwing 1,000 miles an hour.
Sling it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ask him to?
Did
Did you ask him to do that, or was he just like, here's a catch. Here it's going 90 miles an hour.
No, we were literally. We did the podcast, and then we went out in the backyard and we were drinking wine. He's a big wine guy. Doubleback, I think, is his wine company. And there's a ball there, and we just started throwing. I was like, I want to catch Drew's ball. I want to see how it feels. And that dude's got the centrifugal force on his ball. Those are like big-handed guys. When the ball speed is spinning fast, and he can just flick it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he can still. He's 50 years old.
Yeah. Is it weird?
And he can still zing it.
Yeah. Is it weird when you're hanging out with a guy like Drew Bledsoe because you never played with him, but it's like kind of going back to like the divorce with your divorced child with Robert Kraft and Belichick. When you meet Drew Bledsoe, you're like, it's like your long lost brother. Like we had the same dad. We know we were born under the same thing, but we never really like bonded. But you have like all these common things.
100%. And Drew was around a lot. He would always. I met him early in my career, and you guys don't realize Drew Bledsoe was like the biggest guy in New England. You know what I mean? Like he was the guy. People loved him here, and they still do. And with how he's handled that whole situation, that's the real Patriot way right there. We used to have a sign on that said "mental toughness," doing what's best for the team when it may not be best for you. Walk by it every day, and he's an example of that. A lot of guys could have handled that situation a lot differently, and he seemed, just from hearing stories and talking with guys, he was always a good teammate.
Yeah,
even with that whole thing.
He seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. It's funny because it's like do your job, but in his case, his job was to no longer do his job.
Yeah,
but he did that job really well.
But I'm just telling you guys, the guy's like 50 years old. And when you see him, he looks like a number one draft pick. Like his hands are
looks
big.
good in shorts.
No, he was in jeans, but he was flinging that. Like he's just a big, burly, like white man.
Yeah.
Like a country mountain man.
I've got just like an idea that just came to me. You're talking about like I got to catch Drake's ball. You should do like Dave does pizza reviews. You should just do ball reviews.
Yeah.
You just catch a ball from somebody and then you rate the ball. How good was that ball?
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. You could even throw in some like blind, like just to like, obviously you got to catch people's balls, current NFLers, but like doing like a throwback blind ball catching video where it's like, ooh, I think that was like, I think that was Bledsoe's ball. Ooh, that might have been an Elway.
Yeah.
You get smoked right in the face.
Could you tell the difference just if you were blindfolded and you caught one of Brady's balls and then we blindfolded you caught one of Jimmy G's balls? Could you tell?
I mean, you wouldn't be able to catch it, but if there was a situation or a scenario where you could actually do that, where I could see, but like
maybe they're behind a net.
Well,
Maybe they're behind a net. Like
you could feel the ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could definitely feel the ball. It's different.
Oh,
Like I could feel the difference between Hoyer's ball. You could feel the difference between Jimmy G's ball, Cam's ball.
yeah.
You could feel the difference. And then Tebow came in. I wouldn't even let him throw to me because he goes opposite speed or opposite side. I don't want to get used to that other centrifugal force.
Yeah. Who had the nicest balls?
You know who actually threw a real catchable ball? Brian Hoyer did.
Yeah. Axel.
He had this little pat thing. He threw a real catchable ball.
Yeah.
Mallet used to throw a real heavy, like hard ball.
Yeah.
Hard ball.
He had an arm. Yeah.
He had an arm, but yeah.
That's good.
No.
I like that ball reviews.
I got some draft analysis for you. If you could, like, if you're looking at these three prospects, which one really jumps off the page to you in terms of how they're going to fit in the NFL, given your experience? Cooper DeJean, right? McCaffrey, Luke McCaffrey, and then Ladd McConkey.
Are those all white guys, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
So what's the question?
Color. Which one of those guys reminds you the most of you? Oh, they are white.
They are all white.
Yeah, they're all white. Yeah.
None of them.
None of them do?
None of them. Because they're all kind of big. And that corner guy is like way faster than I ever was.
Yeah.
And then the McCaffrey, he's taller. He's like more like Ed. He's like his dad. His body type's different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so.
Well, Jules, I got one last question. Thank you again. This has been awesome. We love having you on every time. It is the Roback question, RHOBACK.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, Roback.com. We will hopefully see you maybe Grit Week, which we haven't announced
in
exactly.
Chicago? You guys are coming here.
Possibly. I actually asked them.
I got to get out to Chicago.
You
again.
do. I asked Jules, I was like, where are you going to be in August? And he's like, you mean like, will I be in America? And I was like, okay, let's start there. Yeah. Like, will you be in America? He's like, yeah, I think so.
All right, cool. Us too.
But
that's travel month. That's right before the season. You got things going.
Yeah.
You got to get a thing out, and then you clamp down. Football season in. You got to buckle in.
That's true.
25 weeks.
All right. So, Roback question. The last question I had for you was, we kind of skirted by it, but like, how many jokes do you think out of, let's say 100, did Gronk actually process?
He knew them all.
No.
Yes. I actually had a joke where I was going to incorporate Gronk because he gets a rap for being this is one of the jokes. I was going to have Gronk in on it. I would have been like, everyone has this big old thing out for Gronk that he's, kind of a dumb, like a simple guy, a dum-dum. And it's not true. He's actually a savant with numbers. Watch. Gronk, what's 69 minus 37? 32. That's right, Gronk. The same number of teams that rather lose than have a conversation with Coach Belichick.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You should have done that.
I know.
But he would have had to nail that 32.
Yeah, is that why you didn't do it?
No, he would have got it. I'm telling you right now, Gronk knows numbers, bro. I'm telling you.
I think he just knows 69 based math. Like
No,
he knows 69 minus any number.
This guy, he can count. Dude, I'm telling you, whenever we used to talk contracts, like I would always bust his balls. Like, yo, watch, what's the square root of this, Gronk? 144. You're like 12, dude. Like, he really knows numbers pretty well, dude.
I think he is smarter than people give him credit for. He did not understand Kevin Hart's 3/5 joke. That one he didn't get.
Because you forget this was on live TV, so they went to Gronk like 7 or 8 times.
Yeah. Sometimes you couldn't hear.
the speakers are in front of you, or they were in front of you. So sometimes, even though they're close, you wouldn't hear. You'd hear the reaction before you hear the joke.
He is the best though. Like it was, I was saying I wanted just a mic'd up episode of the roast just of him, because like his roast, just him just being Gronk is so fucking funny. He's just the best.
He's the man.
Yeah.
He's honestly the most genuine, like, lovable dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love my last
Great energy.
last question for me. Just who out of the non-comedians do you think had the best set? And you can't say the ones that we talked about. You can't say Drew Bledsoe, and you can't say
I think
Gronk.
Nikki Glazer killed it.
Well, she's a comedian though.
Oh wow, that was misogynistic of you.
No, but she literally, I thought her jokes were. Did you say, non-players was the best?
Non-comedian.
Non-comedians.
Yeah. And you just were like, oh, that chick was pretty funny. That was crazy.
She was. I thought she was the best.
She was the best. She was the best. Yeah, but who of the non-comedians?
So what athlete?
Or
athletes?
Athlete or actor? We know it wasn't Ben Affleck, so we can scratch that one off.
Definitely not. I didn't even get that thing.
It was weird.
It was so bizarre.
He was just like, you fucking keyboard warrior.
yeah, it's like, who are you roasting?
Yeah. I can't say Drew. I thought Tom did well.
Yeah.
I thought that Kanye joke was good.
Yeah, it was.
About Kim.
It was great.
I also thought like Tom did a good job of at the end. Like you didn't want him to. He did what he should have done, being like, "Fuck all of you. I'm Tom Brady."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's like he didn't play like it's kind of like I'm a humble guy. He's like, no, I'm Tom Brady, which that was what he should have done.
Dude, the guy wins. It's crazy. We went on a Fox retreat for NFL Fox, like all the dogs and stuff, like Terry, Howie, Coach, Tom was out there, Burkhart, and we were playing this game LRC. And for 45 minutes, Tom was out. You know what I mean? Have you guys played that game?
What is that? What is
It's
it?
like there's 3 dice and then there's dots. And
Oh,
if
yes.
You put it the R, you should pass it right. You know, left. Dude fully won it in front of everyone, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's really true. This guy wins at everything." And his first introduction to like the Fox team, you know what I mean? Like really, all of us kind of hanging out, and it was just like everyone's like, "Oh my god, is he Jesus?"
Yeah.
I heard Greg Olson's really good at that game too.
Oh, he wasn't invited to that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, Jules, you're the best.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're the best, man, and hopefully we see you soon. And everyone do go watch and subscribe to Games with Names. The Ernie Adams episode, start there. It was awesome.
The Bledsoe episode was just really good. We went on all the Rose stuff. Matt Light episode is going to be epic. This dude was a nut, bro.
Yeah.
And then how about Brandon Marshall literally hit me up like 3 days ago. He's been, like, all right, come over.
Which are you going to do an episode with him?
We already did an episode. We did the Pro Bowl when he got Pro Bowl MVP.
You should be like, hey, tomorrow can we do the episode where it was like maybe like week 6, it was Bears Dolphins, and he allegedly got in a screaming match with Robbie Gould after the game in the locker room. You should see if he'll do that one. We got like embarrassed, and it was like a real low, and it was like Brandon Marshall fights with kicker. So you should do that.
Oh man. Nah, I'm not. We're good on
Do
that.
it.
I just
Do
like
it.
the fact that Brandon Marshall was hanging out at your house, and then he walks by, and he's also got a football in his hand.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's me, Brandon Marshall, the football player.
We're just playing football. Yeah.
No, we do have balls around the house.
Yeah.
You know, because we do our podcast here, and like, if we need like a 5-minute break, you know, you got 5 minutes. All right, fellas, we got 5 minutes.
Toss
Just get a little
balls.
air. Throw the ball around.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, you're living the life. Podcast studio in your house. That's everyone's dream. All right, Jules. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. Everyone go subscribe, and we'll see you soon, hopefully.
All right, guys, man. Take care.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We all carry around different stressors, big and small. When we keep them bottled up, it can start to affect us negatively. Therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and to figure out how to work through whatever's weighing you down. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, suited to your schedule. I was actually talking with a friend earlier this week, and I recommended that they try BetterHelp because they just moved. They don't have a therapist. I say give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, so it can be convenient with your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/PMT today. Get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PMT. And now, here's Blake Bortles.
Okay, we now welcome on our very, very, very good friend, recurring guest, pardon my take, legend. It is Blake Bortles. We figured we have to have him on before we do Blake of the Year in a month and a half. Get him prepped. We were talking before. You noted we always have Bortles with us in the background with his jersey. And PFT mentioned that we have the Saints, the Packers. We don't have a Broncos one. Now, the question to you is, should we get a Broncos Blake Bortles jersey, or should we get the guy who had to start that game because you gave everyone COVID?
Kendall Hinton.
Yeah.
That was also not my fault. I was thinking about that when you mentioned it, though. I don't know what number I was in Denver.
Did you play a game, did you?
I never dressed because I got there. I was inactive for like the first 2 or 3 weeks. And then I was on practice squad. And then for like 45 minutes, I was going to start against the Saints. And then I got blamed for everybody getting COVID.
Yeah.
And Kendall Hinton got to start.
You did have 5. You had 5.
Wait, yep. Okay, cool.
So when you're going to Denver and like the punter or the kicker has number 5, are you like, hey, can I get your number?
Oh, dude, at that point in my career, I was fine wearing like Mike Winchell 20. I didn't care.
All right. So first of all, I just want to say apologies for that Bruins Panthers over, because we were texting before and you're like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm just sitting on my couch watching, hoping for goals. I don't know anything about hockey. That's basically everyone at this time of year, where it's like, oh, let me turn on this hockey game. They score goals, and then it's the playoffs. It's like, fuck, this sucks.
Dude, it is tough. I've gotten murdered. I've lost. Like, I love hockey. I don't know a ton about it. Like, I know kind of the basics and obviously the rules, and I've gotten to know guys that are playing and the stars, obviously, of the league. I listen to Spit and Chicklets here and there. So it's kind of where my knowledge comes from, but I'm just donating money at this point.
Yeah, what have you been up to recently? I feel like we haven't heard from Bortles for a long time. Are you picking up any new hobbies?
I'm trying things out. I'm trying just random things, hoping to find something. Play golf will always be a hobby of mine. I got 2 little kids, so we're doing that. Still building a house. That's, hopefully going to be done here soon. And then, outside of that, just random stuff. I played tennis a couple times. I found out that wasn't for me. I'm into just trying things. I'm working on getting into maybe like some jujitsu or something. I'm going to see how that goes. I'm looking for stuff.
Tennis is very boring. I've found
it. Dude, it wasn't. And it was also like our daughter plays tennis. So it was like, all right, let me see if, I'll do this too so we can like play together. And I did it for like an hour one day, and I think I made contact with 50% of the balls and was dead tired in like 35 minutes. And it's like, yeah, I'll play pickleball.
Yeah, every time I play tennis, I'm just like, I'll play for like 10 minutes, and then the thought will cross my head and be like, this would be so much sicker if it was home run derby.
Yeah, 100%. Because every now and then you accidentally hit one like out of the fence, and it's just like I'd rather do that.
Yeah, you're like, holy shit, I'm strong.
I also just can't serve, which like you just can't play if you can't serve. Like, I can hit it hard, but I can't hit it in that square.
That's the thing about tennis. They say it's like a really good cardio workout, but it's not at all if you stink at it.
Yeah,
if you're just getting started. Then it's like just the most boring standing around thing ever.
Oh, you're just one and done every time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So the other thing I was wondering, we have all 3 of us have new quarterbacks on this show. PFT, Hank, and I. You were a new quarterback at one point. What should we, if we ever meet our new quarterbacks, what should we tell them? The Blake Bortles, hey, this is what you do if you're drafted high and you have an entire city expecting things out of you.
So who do you have
Caleb Williams,
who I actually got to meet because he was training like 10 minutes from our house here in Florida. Awesome kid.
Yes.
PFT has
Jaden
Daniels, stud, and Hank has Drake Maye.
Yep.
In New England, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's changed so much. Like it used to be come and sit, hang out, like the Aaron Rodgers deal. Like that was kind of supposed to be what I did, and it, ended up playing earlier than expected, which was great and learned a lot through experience and a ton of failures. And then I feel like Mahomes has kind of just changed the game on the expectations of how you're supposed to play right away. If you ever meet him, I don't know. Tell him you love him and he's doing great.
That's good. That's good
Yeah,
advice.
just positivity, man. Kid's
Yeah.
going through a lot. It's
Yeah.
probably not going to go great right away, and let's stick to it. Keep working. You'll be fine.
Yeah. What was it like just getting started with the Jaguars? Like when you go into the building, what attitude did you have to have? Like people have expectations, obviously, because you're drafted so high. Do you come in like, yeah, I'm the fucking shit? Do you actively have to like check your own ego sometimes?
I would imagine there's probably guys that have done that, whether coming off the Heisman's or just highly touted dudes throughout their entire career. For me, coming into the NFL was the first time there was really ever any expectations on me. Like I was the second quarterback at UCF in our recruiting class. And so getting drafted third overall and going into Jacksonville, that was kind of the first time that there was ever anything expected of me right away. So that was different, but I mean, it's all just new. It's a totally different game, especially I feel like the college and the NFL games are so different in all aspects of it. And I mean, at the same time, you're walking in at 20, 21, 22 years old, and there's guys in there that are married with kids, and it's like I have no experience of how to handle these kind of people.
Yeah.
Outside of talking to my parents and my parents' friends, I don't know how to talk to parents. So some of that stuff's new, but I'm sure all those dudes will be fine. They've gotten so good and so mature.
Yeah.
At dealing with media and NIL shit and all that. So I'm sure they'll all do great.
Have they retired your jersey at UCF yet?
No.
What the fuck?
I got inducted into the Hall of Fame 2 years ago.
Okay.
But I don't think there's only a couple like Dante Culpeppers. Well, I guess they're like because college. I mean, there's 120 kids on a team, so
Right.
like they can't start taking numbers away. But I guess they hang them up. I think there's a couple numbers that are hung up around the stadium, which I guess it may be Ring of Honor type deal.
We need that. It will come. We'll come to that day if they ever decide to do it. Let's put some pressure on them. Be like, what are we doing here? Let's get Bortles
We could have
up in the
Orlando
rafters.
weekend and celebrate. It'd be great.
Yeah, they need to respect you. They need to hang your banner high. Did you know that
we got a national championship banner?
Yeah, it's true.
Did you know that you had the highest yards per carry? Excuse me, third highest yards per carry of any quarterback ever in the history of the NFL?
No, I didn't. Who is that an actual stat?
Yeah, I think you finished with like 6.3. Mike Vick only had 7 yards per attempt.
Only, dude. Could you imagine? Me and Mike Vick's similar athletic ability too.
Yeah. No, they need to put some respect on your name. That's the great Blake Bortles.
This is the Blake Bortles Hall of Fame pitch that we're going to start working on.
We're going to make a whole
right.
pamphlet of it.
Yeah.
Third all-time yards per carry. It's a good start.
Yep. The boat. That also is a good. I mean, you can't say anyone else is the boat.
Should have beaten the New England Patriots in Gillette in the postseason and gone to the Super Bowl. That got ripped from your hands.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's going in there too. Outdueled Ben Roethlisberger.
Got everyone COVID and got Kendall Hinton a start.
That's right. Looking out for guys.
Actually, one bullet point just should be: did not give the entire Broncos COVID, contrary to popular belief.
Again.
Walter Payton, Man of the Year finalist.
Yep.
That's right. Yep. The year that was the year Jared played in the Super Bowl. New England beat them. Like, what was the score? 10-7, 13-7 that game in Atlanta.
Yeah.
That was the year Chris Long gave the entire world water.
Yep.
And so he won Man of the Year.
Supplied
Yeah.
the entire continent of Africa with clean water. We all thought we had a chance of winning that year for, fundraising for our local community.
No chance. I forgot to tell you, and I want to hear your perspective of it. I ran into your agent when we were in Indy for the Combine. And I'd met him a couple times before, so I said hello to him. And I was laughing because I was like, what was it like for you guys when Blake just accidentally retired on our show? And they were like, yeah, that kind of sucked for us. Because they were like, we just got a bunch of calls right away. And he said, he was like, Blake told us specifically, he's like, any calls you get, I'm not talking to anyone else. I'm talking to the Pardon My Take guys. So I want to say thank you. And also, was that your perspective of it, that your agents were like, what the fuck, dude? Why'd you do that?
They called when I went to New Orleans, the last stop I was on was kind of like the last rodeo. And it was kind of like I was staying in shape. I was still throwing. So I kind of felt obligated to like take the call, whenever it came. But it came like the day before Christmas. And what year was that? 21, 22?
Yeah.
Well, somewhere in there, right around. It was like 2 days before Christmas, and we got little kids at home. Like we're starting to build stuff, to set out for Christmas presents. And my agent calls, and he's like, "Hey, he's got a call from New Orleans." And I was like, yeah. Let's just, we'll maybe just see what happens next year, see if we hear from anybody. And it was like, no, like they really want you to come. They'll guarantee your contract or this or that. And it was like, all right, we kind of owe it to ourselves to go do this. So we did it, and then obviously the year ends, and like a month later, I think they signed Andy Dalton, and like guaranteed his money. So it was just like, all right, that's not a road we're gonna go down next year. So like, let's get out of that. And I was just like, I'm done. And I remember him telling me, I was like, do I have to announce? Because you used to have to like put in papers to retire, and it was like a whole thing. Well, they got rid of that, and it was just if you're not on a roster for I think 12 months, you're just considered retired. Was what I was told. So I was like, yeah, let's just go that route, dude. We'll just hopefully nobody says anything for a year, and then all of a sudden I'll just be officially retired. And then PFT asked me a question when I was talking to you guys, and I just accidentally said it. I was like, yeah, now we're officially retired.
It's like common law retirement.
Yeah.
If you're not on a roster, then legally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just done.
Yeah, but so
over.
What did your agent say after you came on PMT that time? Were they like, wait, dude, that wasn't the plan?
Yeah, I was just like, well, just kind of out the window went the quietly retiring now. So, it's a thing. And then, of course, after, like, it was either right around that time or maybe just after, like, there was calls from 2 or 3 teams like, hey, I'd like to have you come in. And it was just like, nope, done.
Yeah, go listen to Pardon My Take. Yeah, and the fact that you, like, confirmed, I kind of knew you did that, but the fact that you told your agents, like, specifically, like, anyone who hits me up, just tell them I'm not going to talk to them because I'm doing it all on Pardon My Take. Thank you, because that fucking rocked.
Yeah. Well, it felt like that was where it all started. Like
Yeah.
the first real interview I ever did, or it felt like was with you guys at the Super Bowl in
Can we tell us-
2014.
Well,
Can we
hold
tell
on.
a story about that?
Well, hold on. Yeah, I want the story about that, but I have to just say that there was another interview that you did before that, and I also talked to your agents about that. The famous Cribs episode with Sophie Julia.
It's my mom's favorite.
They also told me a story that you did that episode and you didn't really tell your agents, and they like had to put out 1,000,000 fires after because you just had a bunch of like sponsorships and everything in your house wasn't the sponsorship. Like, open your fridge and they were like, "What the fuck, Blake? We just took money from these other people."
There's no body armor in there. There's no monster. Yeah, the product placement wasn't great. It took me a couple years to understand the ramifications and the significance of being an NFL quarterback. I lived like I was still playing in college for the first year or two. I was in the NFL.
That rocked.
There was the interview that you did with us the first time. I'll tell this story. We might actually have to cut this part out too, but I remember you hadn't done a lot of media. You're like, yeah, I trust these guys. I'll talk to them for a little bit. And we asked you about the London games that the Jaguars would always play in. And you're like, yeah, it's crazy over there. Like when you ask for a they mean that they're asking for a cigarette. And then after we got off the call, me and Big Cat talked, and we were like, I don't think he said anything bad, but I think that it would not be a good look for Blake to have him saying that word out there. So we quietly took that part out of the interview to have your back on it, just to spare you like a small headache. But I don't think we've ever told that story.
No, we haven't.
That we took that part out. But yeah,
I appreciate you guys protecting me on that and the dumb stuff that I used to say a lot that I've tried to say a little less.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what that is the word they use over there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I just remember like the first time going over there and hearing, like I was there for the first, I mean, I was, 22 years old and leaving the country for the first time in my life, going to play football in London, playing at Wembley Stadium, and like unbelievable experience, super cool. But like the first year I went, we flew out, we played Cincy and then flew out after the game. So we were there the entire week. So we had a ton of time to go out and do stuff and get dinners and hang out. And like hearing somebody say that, like, hey, can I bum a it was just like,
yeah, what are you saying?
no, straight. It's just like that's slang for cigarette.
Yeah.
Just like, okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Blake, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Hank and I have been going through a similar thing recently where we've noticed that we're starting to lose our hair. And we were wondering if you had
Welcome to the club.
any advice for us.
Shave it and grow a beard.
Oh, no.
Just shave
I
it,
can't.
dude.
That's bad.
I
for
can
you,
do one of those.
PFT.
Too.
But yours, I mean, your hair's been Hank, you look good. Where's it going? In the front or the back?
There's a little spot in the back. I see.
Yeah, he's losing it in the back.
It's
Dude,
tiny.
just
It's
wear a
not
spot.
even really noticeable right now to anybody except for Hank, but it's definitely.
But they got those. Just go to Turkey.
That's what we were
Yeah.
saying. Yeah.
I said I would go with them and I'd get a Brazilian butt lift because I'm not losing my hair.
Blake, would you come with us if we went to Turkey?
Yeah, I'll go. I mean, I feel like Brian Urlacher paved the way. Like I used to always like my thing was, which I held on to it for a while. Like I was obviously losing hair, and I finally got pure. I don't know if I ever told you guys. Like I shaved my head for the first time because I was in LA playing for the Rams, and I found this barber, and I went like 4 or 5 times, and I was like, hey, just give me the white boy fade on the sides and take a little off the top. And after like the 4th or 5th time, he just, and I didn't really know the guy all that well outside of the 45 minutes I spent with him for the haircut. He goes, dude, you need to just shave your fucking head. And I was like, yeah, I think you're right, dude. It's time to shave it. And he's just, kind of bullying me into shaving my head.
You used to be elite. We've talked about this. You used to be elite at the helmet off, hat on. Like not
so
even.
quick,
you
dude.
were so fast with it. It was probably they should probably put that in the combine.
That'll go in the
Yeah,
pamphlet.
Yeah. No
Hall of
one
Fame.
ever took their helmet off and put their hat on faster than Blake Bortles.
There was a quick, because if you're balding as a norm, or especially like being like I'm 6'5", so walking around, like nobody really sees it. But you go to play football in front of a stadium of, however many people, everybody's above you. So me and my guy George in the Jacksonville equipment room had just an unbelievable assembly line of helmet to hat switch off.
it's perfect practice. All right, Blake, this is very random that this happened when we had you on, but Hank got a DM over the weekend that he's going to have to read to you, and we need you to address some allegations that you actually threw out there. I don't know if you know what this is about. It has something to do with you being on vacation and maybe someone coming up to you and talking to you.
Yeah, well, they were talking about, should we ask Blake on? And I saw a DM this week, and I was like, I think he's on vacation because some random guy DM'd me and said, was on vacation this weekend, and I happened to be at the same resort as Bortles. After mustering up the balls to say something to him with my brother-in-law, I asked him how he likes his chances for this year's Blake of the Year. He said, very slim, and his claim was because Blake Griffin cheats.
So
Blake Griffin, when it used to be, Blake Griffin has the greatest Wi-Fi of all time. Because when you guys used to call and it was the first to answer, I swear to God, I could not have answered any quicker, and Blake Griffin was beating me by half a second.
yeah,
So his Xfinity or AT&T or whatever he's got is just elite.
yeah. So wait, do you remember this guy coming up to you and asking you this?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
It's so funny that someone just.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that like? Are you like, what the fuck, dude? Like, this is, or is it cool that someone's like coming up to you and being like, "Hey, I've been meaning to ask you, Blake of the Year, how you feeling?"
So, it's honestly probably one of the most frequently things I get at. Like, I would say people ask me more about Blake of the Year or PMT related stuff than anything football related. But we were sitting at the pool Friday maybe, and my fiance was like, "Hey, like, I think that guy's like taking pictures or videos of your stuff over there." And she goes, "What's he like? You gonna send that to Barstool?" And I was like, "Yeah, but like, I don't think they'll post me like over here lounging with my belly out in the pool. Like, I don't think that's kind of up their alley of stuff to do." So the fact that he actually reached out to Hank, though, is pretty great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What about do you have any advice for Blake Griffin in retirement? Blake to Blake?
Which I saw he just retired in April.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome, dude. Congrats. What a career. No, I'm sure he's got it figured out, man. He's into golf. He's talented. He can do all kinds of stuff. I got no advice for Blake. I'd actually like to hear some advice from him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, Blake of the Year is going to be big this year. Yeah.
I mean, if we get Brooks he leads the world in live victories, so he might as well retire. We get all 3 of us retired. It'd be great.
Get the Blake retirement tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go have a full-on golf tournament for the Blake of the Year.
Yeah, so we're talking about what to do for Blake of the Year. One idea that was thrown out there was to get everybody together
Yeah.
and to do maybe some sort of I don't know if it's a golf tournament, but it would obviously Brooks would have to take a severe handicap in that.
Or you just make him play like left-handed. Is he still good left-handed?
I think he's
Yeah,
probably
he's
really
probably
good
Probably.
left-handed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Are you good?
Not as good as I should be being retired, but
What's your handicap?
I think I'm a 7 something right now.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. Yeah.
That's really good.
Came in second place and a member guest last week, so I got that going for me.
And you're competing in the Barstool Classic, right? When it's in Florida.
Yeah, hopefully, if Riggs ever lets me in.
Oh, did that not get taken care of?
No, I don't know.
All right, I'm on it because I remember when you hit me up, it was very Blake Bortles of you. You're like, hey, is there any way that I could get in? I was like, dude, are you really asking me? Like, we'll do anything to get you in this. Like, you're Barstool royalty.
Dude, I think I set an alarm because it went live at like 11 or 12. A friend of mine who I play in a bunch of tournaments and stuff with was like, hey, they got the Barstool Classic going on here. Josh Scobie, you remember that name, kicker for the Jags? He like facilitated the whole thing. He belongs to the club where the tournament's at. And I was like, all right, yeah, let's get in. So I like fully signed us up like 2 minutes after it started. And it was just like, you're on the wait list. We'll let you know if you get in. And then that was when I texted you.
Wait, so what club is there? Or what city is it in?
It's in Jacksonville. It's
Okay,
like
all right.
Deerwood, closer to downtown Jacksonville.
All right, I'm sending a text right now to make sure this gets done to the top of the line. I mean, you have to be in it. You have to be in it. You can't.
Would love to.
You can't.
I tried
have
to
a
go
Barstool
about it the
Classic.
right way.
No, but you shouldn't have even done that. You're too humble. But you can't have a Barstool Classic in Jacksonville without Blake Bortles. That's not a real classic.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they just the extra team in the field. I don't want to take somebody's spot that rightfully registered, but
I think if after this interview, someone will probably volunteer to give up their spot, but we don't need to do that. You're just in.
We'll figure out a way.
You're in, no matter what. You're in, no matter what.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
And then, stay tuned for Blake of the Year because we want to figure out a way to get everybody in person for it. Do it big.
Yeah,
this year.
anything
Do it
but
right.
lottery balls.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
do you want to pick a number?
Yeah, 19.
All right, 19. This is Blake only. Down max.
I can't believe you guys actually brought this thing to Chicago.
67. 67.
Yeah, close.
All right, Blake, I have one last question. Wait, I just got a text back. Absolutely. Can you send me his information so I get his information? All right, we're in.
Yes.
We're in.
Yes.
That's a no-brainer. All right, rowback question, rhoback.com, promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase, Q-zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, rowback.com. All right, so you mentioned at the beginning you're still building your house. Are you still doing some construction personally? Are you doing some cosplay? Are you getting over there and just getting with the guys every now and then?
Yeah, I'm a locker room guy at the house. I don't know anything. I ask multiple questions every time I'm over there. I retain half the information, and I bring beer on Fridays.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
a great guy, yeah.
What a dude.
Yeah, he's become good friends with like the guys that which they're like kind of all gone now. Although the guys that like framed the entire house got close with the framers, which felt like my people. And then so now we've moved on to drywall. There's a bit of a language barrier going on now, but we're overcoming through Budweiser. And then I think we're close to meeting the roofers. I met the roofers, great dudes. And then I'm looking forward to hanging with the painters.
Yeah, this might be why it's taking so long, is they just want to keep hanging out with you.
Which it's really backfiring because like in my mind I was like, dude, hang out with them, buy beer, like they'll love you, they'll do it the right way. But I think you're exactly right. I think they're just kind of procrastinating now for the hangout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like why would I ever finish a job if every Friday I got free beer and got to hang out with Blake Bortles?
Yeah, that's either they think you're too nice of a boss or they just love hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, one or the other. I'm either getting taken advantage of, which I'm sure is probably the more likely option, or, we did play. There was a guy, awesome dude. His name's 95 because he was born in 1995. Electrician, they call him 95. But guys were great. They crushed everything they did, wiring and everything throughout the house. They brought a football out one day, and we just had a catch, and it just like stopped work. Everybody stopped what they were doing from the house. Our house, the houses around, and next thing it felt like you were at just gym class in 6th grade and we're just playing a 15-wave catch.
I love that.
That's amazing. What
Yeah,
a visual.
I would never finish that house.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
So,
It's probably good for you too.
Yeah.
You're learning Spanish.
Yeah.
oh, it's a blast, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went over there the other day. The guys like haven't necessarily met anybody by name in the drywall department. But they had the Spanish music bumping, and it was just, it really set us up for a good night because you walked in and it was like, all right, yeah, we're going to Mexican tonight, margaritas.
I love it. I love it. All right, well, Blake, we'll talk in about a month and a half for Blake of the Year. We got to figure it out. And then I'll make sure that you're set up with the Barstool Classic. I'm excited to see you win that thing.
Look forward to it. I can't. Don't you like top 3 teams go in there like a championship that they do out in Arizona?
Yeah, and this is going to be the start of the
Oh,
championship DVD. This like little segment on the podcast being like, this is when it all came out, and you're going to win the whole thing.
That's right. I can't wait. It'll be a blast. Thanks
Yeah.
for helping me out.
Yeah. All right. Well, Blake, thanks again, man. Appreciate it. Always great talking to you.
Great talking to you guys. Talk soon.
Blake Bortles is brought to you by Chevy. As everyone knows, this is a Chevy truck podcast. The greatest trucks ever built, and our good friends at Chevy have been a big part of the Part of My Take story. The Silverado helped us dig the biggest hole ever dug in Ohio during Grit Week. The Silverado partnered with us to give college fullbacks all the rightful recognition that they deserve with the Lowman Award, and then they also powered our nonstop cross-country trip to the Super Bowl in L.A. behind the wheel of a Chevy Silverado. Silverado has been a part of My Take throughout the years. Chevy Silverado, longtime awesome partner of the show. It's a truck with commanding and unstoppable grit, legendary capability, dependability too. It's very, very comfortable. It's an awesome truck. It looks great. It's the perfect truck for tailgating. If you're thinking about tailgating, get ready for next football season. Get yourself a Chevy Silverado. Find out for yourself like so many other AWLs. Head to Chevy.com. Check out all the Chevy truck grit. Build your own Silverado. For do-it-yourself projects to road trips, off-season adventures to tailgates, whatever your thing is, it all starts with a Chevy truck.
Okay, let's finish up the show. You have an embrace debate for us, PFT?
Yes, I have an embrace debate. It's a good discussion that I think we should be having. It's from Ed Lattimore.
Okay.
Ed Lattimore, former professional boxer.
Okay.
He had this take on Twitter/X. Something a lot of men don't like to admit. All of your hobbies and ambitions are to attract women. Nature doesn't care how much personal fulfillment you get from them. Those things are cool, but they're coincidental positive externality to the prime objective, to keep the species going. Every hobby that you have is designed to attract women. Fact or fiction?
I mean, my only hobby is gambling.
Do you think women are attracted by flight
No.
simulators?
No.
Serious question.
No.
No?
More than gambling.
That's a good embrace debate. Which
I think
gets you better
flight.
tail?
I think flight simulator would definitely get you. I mean, gambling has to be the least attractive thing to a woman.
If you're good at it.
Yeah, if you're good. No,
I'm not.
but that's a good point, Hank. Like really good gamblers, they're swimming in it.
Yeah, that's my only hobby, so I don't know what I would be.
I think women are attracted to the fact I shot at 89 today.
Some. There are some.
How'd you shoot on the back nine?
Good one.
Do we have the least amount of hobbies as a podcast?
Let's see.
I have 0.
You have no hobbies?
Vacations.
Nope.
That's a good hobby.
Yeah, I would be attracted to a woman.
Max, yelling at sports on TV isn't a hobby?
That's job.
Yeah.
That's true.
Memes. What's your hobby?
Oh, Call of Duty.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
women
video
love that,
games.
yeah.
Nope. Don't do that.
Memes. Your hobby's helicopter parenting a turtle.
What was that?
What's Shane's
what,
hobby?
what didn't you understand?
Sometimes memes just he just doesn't speak. He just looks.
I think he just does it. I also think memes doesn't understand like common phrases, like helicopter parenting. You've never heard that?
No.
Like someone who's just a parent who's like obsessive about their child to a point where it's unhealthy.
Oh, that makes sense.
They're always like flying over them, being like, "What? Oh, what are they doing? What's Mr. Pear doing? Did he eat his poop again?" Yeah, probably. He's a fucking dumbass turtle who can't pick games.
Yeah, I recently got into zoology.
Okay,
Yeah.
Shane, what's your hobby? Well, we know what your hobby is, but what's your hobby you
does
can
that
say? You know.
I don't even know, man. Work.
Do you want us to
Just
say
the grind.
your hobby then?
Sure.
Combos?
Shane
Yeah.
plays guitar.
Oh, I do play guitar.
Dude, you are a combos man.
Yes.
Yeah, PFT, your hobby is guitar.
Guitar-
That is meant to attract women.
I play guitar too, though.
It's done a very
Same.
poor job of that. I think guitar and flight simulator, like the flight simulator cancels out the guitar.
But your number one hobby is guitar. You're really good at guitar.
Don't say that because
You
then people
are.
think that I'm really good at guitar.
But you are really good at guitar.
I think I'm a slightly above average guitar player, and then I am a
Chicks love guys who play guitar.
but I'm a below average flight simulator player.
So what would be Pug has entered. Pug,
Oh,
what is
yeah.
your hobby? This should be good. Pug.
Going for a walk. Being a good boy. Pug.
I saw the Northern Lights.
So this guy's I think the only hobbies that he's talking about is guys who work out a lot and then guys who are like into fashion.
Maybe. Well, he's a boxer, so maybe his hobby was just beating people up.
Yeah.
And that is like designed to get chicks because
right.
you can protect them.
Let me Google what hobbies
Fishing. Girls love guys that catch
are
big
most
fish.
attractive to women. Hobbies: cooking, exercise. So, outdoor recreation.
But I've also heard people say like, "Isn't cooking feminine?"
Yeah, but I think that's something like girls. If you're like a really good cook,
Like this guy would say that cooking. I don't think cooking is feminine, but a guy like this would say that that's feminine.
yeah, politics and pets. I guess pets. Okay,
Hanging out with
photography and Hank, you do photography, art and sport. I'd assume that's playing the sport, not sitting on our asses watching the sport. You think
never know.
that's attractive?
We run some pickup.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have any. I think maybe I could say we are probably pretty funny guys.
Yeah, but that's not a hobby.
No, it's not. So yeah, we have nothing. We have literally nothing in this podcast in terms of hobbies.
So is this guy wrong? I think the vast majority of guys do hobbies because they want to do something besides work.
I think he's just talking about people who exercise. That's their hobby, and like it's exercising and like owning a boat. Those are the attractive
having money.
Yeah, those are the attractive things to women. Gambling, golfing, flight simulators, helicopter parenting turtles, combos,
Call of
going
Duty.
for walks, Max clogging toilets. I don't know.
Complaining to your deli guy.
Yeah.
I feel like you probably clog your shower drain too with all that fucking hair.
Oh, you probably shit in your shower.
You're the waffle stomp.
I mean, this is
Wait,
crazy.
who told me there was a? Was it Mel Gibson? Someone said that Mel Gibson takes a shit in every shower he goes into.
There's
in a
no
hotel.
chance.
Can't be true.
Every hotel he goes into, he takes a shit.
You can't.
That's the funniest.
It's a
that
good
is
rumor,
a
yeah.
funny rumor, though. Takes a shit.
No, there's a thing called the waffle stomp. It might just be an online thing. I don't know if people actually do, but people say that they do it. Do you want to know what it is?
I know what it is.
I'm going to give people the opportunity to stop the podcast.
I know exactly
now,
what it is. Yeah.
where you shit on the drain and then you stomp on your shit that's on the drain to push it down.
Shane is ferociously agreeing with you right now.
About the Mel Gibson? Oh.
The waffle stomp.
Oh.
Is it a
It's
thing?
a big
Do-
Urban Dictionary thing.
Yeah, Mel Gibson does it.
Do people actually do that?
I don't know.
That's a hobby.
I think it's like
Yeah,
an Urban Dictionary.
That would be a
like-
hobby. Max, a lot of people have my back about the deli situation, saying very, very was too much.
Shut up.
They did. They were like, that's offensive to say very, very to a deli man.
People were saying everything.
No, they said that mostly.
You probably saw like 3 tweets being like, "Oh yeah, Big Cat, you're right." And you're like,
That's about right, yeah. I think it might have been 2.
Max, by the way, I got a shipping confirmation. I completely forgot that we had ordered you a
cheese
slicer. So that's going to be a giant box arriving.
Yeah, we
Ready.
got that for you.
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah. Okay. That's the show. Let's do numbers. We got a little twist here. Max and I don't know how long this tradition will last, but we've started a tradition. We're going to at least do it one more week where we just decided we were bored on Thursday. We did 40 free throws, and the winner got the loser's number on Sunday night's show. So now we set a line. Credit to me for being a great odds maker. I set the line at 4.5. I missed the last free throw to only beat Max by 4. So he did beat me. I beat him.
Out of 10?
It was out of 40.
Okay.
I did beat him. I beat him by 4, but the line was 4.5. It was a very fair spread.
What was the number made?
Don't worry. Yeah,
I think we made like 32. We actually
Yeah.
shot so bad that we made Pug and Shane leave and then come back and pretend that we had just started. That we were on our last 10 free throws. And we're like, all right, so I've made 28 out of 30 and Max made. It was bad. Whatever. The cameras
All right.
came on. We shot like shit. So anyway, Max has my number here. So I get to select a number. If it hits, it counts as Max's win.
Okay. I'm all right with this happening one time. This can't be a normal thing because
Why?
Because I'm matched up against Max now. I can't have Max beating me. You can't be giving Max extra turns without my
PFT,
permission.
PFT. If Max wins with my number, do you know how much I have over him for the rest of our lives? Like
that'll be a
it
win.
will be the biggest Mickey Mouse. Like you can't win without my number.
Win.
Think about
Win.
it. He's put himself in such.
No,
and then
don't
I'll
care.
reverse it because
Don't
I've already
care.
won. So if I win with his number, also PFT, I promise you, I will not lose again.
Okay.
I will not lose again.
Okay.
So we're gonna do at least one more time. I will not.
And the line's always 4.
No, the line goes dependent. So since I lost, it's now 3.5. I'll win that, and if I win, then it goes back to 4.5. If he wins with my number, that's the biggest cuck move of all time.
Win.
Yeah, you know what I've done, PFT here. I put us in a
let's
very
be clear.
good spot.
Max knows it too.
Yeah. Oh, he knows. He's fighting
Win.
it right now,
Yeah.
but he knows it.
He knows.
Well, I mean, I'm not fighting anything, and nothing's happened yet.
And the reverse is true. That if I won with Max's, I would spin it and be like, "You can't win on your own. I have to take your number to win this." He's fucked. He's so fucked. He doesn't
Don't
realize
care.
what he's done to himself. All right, so I'm gonna select my number just regular, and then it will be yours.
Okay.
All right, numbers.
20.
8.
46.
3.
I thought you were gonna pick 20, and I didn't want that.
Yeah.
99 pug.
I'll
21.
I'll go with 1.
Okay.
What was yours, Hank?
Max, you ever gotten this?
46.
No, PFT, have you ever gotten this?
Not yet.
What was your number, PFT?
8.
Oh,
45.
Oh no, Hank.
So close,
Oh.
Hank. We've already gotten it.
yeah, I have.
So Max he couldn't even get it with 2 numbers.
No, it's tight.
Oh, what a loser.
Damn, yeah.
Damn. Dude, he's got how many numbers do you need to be able to get this?
Probably
You can't even do it
100.
with 2?
I'd take 100.
How many shows have we
What
done in
a
this office?
loser.
How many times have we drawn the lotto ball here?
76.
Was that a guess?
That was a guess.
You said it very assertively.
Wait, I want to just do one. This doesn't count for anything other than just for my own fun here. Max, pick a number that it won't be.
I'm not going to
Pick one number that it won't be.
I'm not going
Pick
to be
one
answering
number
this
that it
question.
won't be.
Nope.
Come on, Max. This is for
Nope.
the people. Pick one
Nope.
number. Pick one number.
No.
One number that it won't be.
No.
Why won't you do this? You're being a baby.
3.
Okay. 47. Wow, Hank, you were on it. 47 and 45.
Love you guys.
I'm all over it.
See, I knew it wasn't going to be 3.